Alright, we're in. A little sluggish on that one. Also, oh god, the chat. I mean, a term for coffee and sometimes a pastry, like, I don't know, I mean, it's such a good combo. Like, you do them both at the same time, why not? Make it a thing. Alright, so what I was doing before starting up the stream was just a little casual light thief grinding. But let's, like, don't panic, let's not panic. I don't want to make today another grind session. I'm still just level 25, I haven't advanced it anymore, but I am about halfway through the level, so it's progressing nicely. Very nicely. But my plan today is to finally unlock Summoner, to maybe unlock another advanced job or two. I kind of just wanna I wanna collect them all, right? I wanna unlock everything. I'm probably never gonna play most of them, but you know, I appreciate having the option. It makes me feel good. Also, I'm looking at this dude over here, and I'm wondering if that's just kind of his look, or if he's actually wearing, like, mage pants and a weird mix of, like, armored chest and gloves. And with a greatsword, he's like, what? He's either a warrior, or... I guess he's either a warrior, a dark knight, or a paladin. Which... I don't know, but... Okay, so I'm gonna change out some things here. Change jobs. So, I can make this really easy on myself. I do want to try, I at least want to kind of try out all of the classes a little bit, you know, like... give him a shot, but like I don't know. I don't think I really want to commit to Dragoon or like Ranger or something like that. I don't think so. Now Dark Knight, Paladin, Bard, those are ones I might want to commit to. I mean, hell, I kind of want to go Samurai too, just because it'd be very different from how I normally play the game. Okay, so I want to change my support job to Black Mage. Alright, so as a White Mage, Black Mage, I have the tools. I have all the tools I need. Blue Mage, well, when they release it. when the next expansion drops, that's when Blue Mage, Corsair, and Puppet Master, that's when they come along. And I will totally unlock those. I never got around to it because you gotta be relatively high level to just kind of physically get around some of the areas that you have to go to. Like the Treasures of Ot Urgen stuff, that's like level 60 plus, I want to say. Which, hey, I'm level 60 now, so I'm good for it. But I'm hoping that by the time they release that expansion, I'm hoping that I'll be, like, at least level 70? At least? We'll see. Okay. So, alright, I still have some items here I might want to get rid of, all that, but, for right now, let's stuff some of that into my Mog save. So my mercenary knife, my crossbow, my acid bolts, my blind bolts. Just kind of pull all that away. Don't need it right now. The rest of it I will hold on to. Well, actually, I guess the rice dumplings, like, I don't really need those, in the moment, so I'll get rid of that too. Well, I've been level 60. I've been level 60. The thing is, leveling up it's not really that slow, even at the level range I'm at. Like, when I just really, like, when you have an EXP booster, right? Like, you get a bonus 10,000 EXP every week. So, if you have your bonus, it's really not hard to achieve a full level in a day, even at, like, level 60. Like, if I really just sit down and I just grind it out the whole evening while I'm doing other things, and I pop an EXP booster, like, I could go from 60 to 61 once I'm able to. It's really actually not that hard to level up. But the main thing is, as you level up, more complications arise. And, you know, you'll want to do some missions, you'll want to... You know, there's other stuff you'll want to do, and that tends to be what slows you down. Also, sorry, I'm feeling the congestion. Again, I just had a pastry and coffee, so I guess it takes a while for that to really kind of settle down. But should be clear within an hour. Should sound like a normal human in an hour. Alright, so, okay, I deposited what I don't need. I don't need a weapon or anything like that. You don't have to fight anything here. Yeah, ASMR phlegm. Oh. So, okay, in my own time, I went out and I did the quest for Teleport Hala. It was actually, I want to say it was actually quicker and easier than the Teleport Dem quest. You just go to a haunted mine out near Bastok, and yeah, you just kind of go in there, go through a few doors, fall down a hole, and click on a thing, and you get it. It was very easy, especially because I could Teleport Dem. Like, Teleport Dem takes you right in front of the mine, basically. So it was a very easy quest to do. So, Teleport Hala. This will take me right to where I need to go. Like literally right next to where I have to go to get Carbuncle. And I know I said that I didn't really want to play Summoner until I had the Carbuncle's Mitts, but I believe the Carbuncle's Mitts can't even be worn until, like, at least level 20. So, getting Summoner up to level 20, oh, that's the thing I could do. I could do that. Alright. So yeah, in order to get Carbuncle, we need to go to this little area right here, which I'm pretty sure my mouse does show up on the stream. I know for some games it doesn't capture the mouse, but because the mouse is an in-game graphic here, it should catch it. But yeah, this little area, there is nothing on the map that says this is important. There's nothing anywhere that says that this is a thing, right? And there's certainly a lot of other little, you know, offshoots on the map where, like, oh yeah, something could totally be there, right? But this is where you have to go, and this is what you have to do. You just gotta know to do it, right? Okay, only 200 gil for a Chocobo. I'll take it. Alright, I think, yeah, we need to go, like, straight west. Straight west till we hit those mountains. Also, hold up. There we go, just upgrade the graphics real quick. Which, I don't know, like, the original, I think you actually see the dust storm happening a little more when the draw distance is super low. I think you see that more, right? Like, it's actually, if I look around, like, yeah, you see it, like, you see the wind blowing, but you don't really see, like, I don't know, you don't see, like, the fog effects and all that. yeah, when it's set down, I think it's a little more visible, but I don't know. I like the draw distance. I like being able to actually see the world around me. That's a super handy thing, you know? Also, yeah, I love the Chocobo music. Oh, hey, look, a summoner! A summoner! Well, hey, I'm about to jump on that train. Which I will totally just do, I guess, a little bit of a summoner play, right? Just kind of, you know, field test it, right? Yeah, that jaunty Chocobo tune. I'm trying to think what my favorite, the Chocobo tune is always the Chocobo tune, but it's a little different in each Final Fantasy. Like, every Final Fantasy is a little different. And I guess, I don't know, the Super Nintendo ones, right? The Super Nintendo Final Fantasies, I mean, that's just iconic, right? An icon worm. Wonder what they drop. Alright, so I have to dismount. Dismount. Okay. Give me that carbuncle. Well, right, you have to trade the ruby. Okay, now give me that carbuncle. I'm ready for the power. Final Fantasy, the interlude, prelude, what I forget exactly. But you know what it is, right? That harp tune. I love how he just sort of like glitchily falls down, but Alright, thank you, Doubleless. My name is Carbuncle. I am one of several new forces here in Vana'diel. It's so weird to me that Carbuncle talks in this. Like he's a squirrel. I became a crystal, was divided into shards, and fell into the hands of beasts and people alike, as the world changed around me. And then I knew that you needed me. That's why I'll lend you a little of my power. I'll fight by your side, and watch over you always. I demand you perform a labor. Visit the ancient beings that sleep in faraway lands, and places of legend. Vana'diel is the world in which you live. You should see the true Vana'diel with your own eyes. I will extend a bridge between the people of the present and beings of ages past. Again, squirrel and also god of light. And oh, look, the rainbow! I made the rainbow! I can taste it. Alright, yeah, I can now become a summoner, and I can now summon Carbuncle. And as soon as, like, the dust, or the windstorm, as soon as that ends, a rainbow should pop in this area, since I did the quest. But yeah, that's Carbuncle. Carbuncle unlocked and summoner. Yeah, see, look, Carbuncle. Yeah. Alright. Now let's warp back home. This is why I went White Mage Summoner, so I can teleport out here and then warp back to Sandoria. So I guess let's give it a quick test drive. Alright, let's give Summoner the old test drive. So I want to make a new macro book for this. Change name. So this will be for Summoner. And I'm trying to think like what subjob. So with Summoner, this is like one of the few. It's like Summoner and Dragoon are the two where you can't really, you can't subjob Beastmaster because that would break your class, right? You can only have one pet out at a time, so as a Dragoon, like, yeah, you can't... If you want your dragon, which is a core part of your class, you can't sub Beastmaster. Yeah, Summoner obviously can't sub Beastmaster. You can only have either the Avatar or a Beastmaster pet out. The funny thing is, if you really... I guess if you really wanted to, you could go Summoner Beastmaster, and then just not summon anything, and just charm pets, right? Like, technically, you could do that. You could do that if you wanted to, I guess. I mean, at that point, it'd be like, why even be a summoner, right? But I guess you could do it. Okay, so Summoner, level 1. And, I don't know, let's see, at level 1 you're not really gonna get any... You're not gonna get much benefit out of any of the jobs that you sub to it. Like, you're not gonna get a whole lot there. I think the standard go-to for Summoner is White Mage. Like, most people that would play Summoner, they'd sub White Mage. But I would say in the low levels, Black Mage might make a better sub, just because you get more MP. Like, right now I have 33 MP. If I sub White Mage, I only have 32. That's not really much of a difference. You know, I'd say for the extra utility that White Mage brings, maybe it doesn't matter so much. And if you really want to be a little unconventional, what you could do is, you could sub Ninja. Now hear me out on this. So, if you sub Ninja to Summoner, you could dual wield clubs. And the club weapon skill, one of the club weapon skills, is an attack that restores your MP, and it's based off the damage that you deal, or that you would deal, I guess, right? So if you dual wield clubs, I guess theoretically, that would double up the MP regeneration from your weapon skill. So I guess theoretically, you could just smack things with your clubs, dual wield style, and restore your own MP using that. I guess you could do that. Now, should you do that? I don't know. But I guess it's something, you know, it's an option, right? It's an option. For right now, I'm just gonna go Summoner White Mage, because let's keep it basic, right? Let's keep it nice and basic. So yeah, I don't have any real equipment. I mean, look, for level 1, you're either gonna be wearing your basic racial gear, or you're gonna have fishing gear. They both only give you 1 defense, so it doesn't really matter all that much. Like, it's really not a huge deal. Let's see if I have anything I can wear at level 1. I'm pretty sure I have no weapons that'll work at that level. Yeah, I have no level 1 weapons. I kind of figured that. So, okay, we need to take a little trip to the auction house. I need to buy some form of level 1 club. I'm also gonna make life a little easier on myself, and I'm gonna buy some MP drinks. That way I don't have to rest as much. So let's see, what are my basic abilities? So the 2 hour, right? The 2 hour of the Summoner is, of course, Astral Flow. So you use that, and for 3 minutes, you can make your avatar do its big limit break attack, right? And generally speaking, you'll get like 2 or 3 of those off before you run out of astral flow time. And also, yeah, it makes all of your summons, they just don't use any MP to keep out. So you can technically keep your summon out indefinitely for 3 minutes. It's a very handy 2-hour ability, I'll say that. Now, here's what I'm wondering. So I'm gonna be straight here. I've played Summoner on a couple of other private servers, and I did play it some back in the day, too. I can't really remember how it played back in the day. I remember it was never amazing. But on other private servers I've played on, Summoner is not great. Like, the summon skill doesn't do anything, and I'm pretty sure that's just kind of how Final Fantasy XI works. Like, summon skill, all it ever really actually did was reduce the interrupt chance. Like, it doesn't actually make your summon stronger. But I think Horizon might have done something about that. And here's what I remember about being a level 1 summoner. I remember going out into the newbie zone, summoning Carbuncle, and then Carbuncle would either miss all the time, or he would just do no damage. Like, he'd literally do 0 damage to the enemies. So I would end up dying a lot and inevitably having to just melee in order to actually win any fights. So I'm kind of hoping that on Horizon they have done some things. Like, I'm hoping maybe they've changed that a little bit. But we'll see. And also, I'm just getting rid of all the old loot here. I have 9 hair meat on me from the dunes. Well, since I'm going to be killing rabbits again, I guess, you know, I'll keep that on me, because hair meat is precious like gold, I guess. Which I looked up, like, the hair meat. I think where I'm at with my cooking skill, I can't do anything with it, because I was thinking, oh, I could use it, but it's either too low or too high for me. But what I can get for foodstuffs, so to make a quick summoner grind, right? To make it a little easier on myself, I can get some juice. What's cheap? Orange juice is pretty cheap. That gives refresh for 90 seconds. This gives refresh +2 for 135 seconds. Melon juice would be the way to go. Melon juice is 900 gil each. 900 gil a bottle. But it's basically mage crack. So I'll buy me, like, I don't know, I'll buy like 2 bottles of it, 2 or 3, right? Like, not enough to do too much with, but enough to make the very early, like, level 1, level 2, enough to make it a little more tolerable, right? Oh god, melon juice, yeah, Chesty's choice. God, I need to get back to doodling, and I need to draw that. I need to draw Chesty sponsored melon juice. I mean, you look at that bottle, and it honestly just looks like a bottle of Orangina. I could see that on store shelves. So, okay, I'll take my melon juice, and so, okay, some sweet food to make this go nice and smooth. Again, I don't want to make today a grind session day. I really don't. But a Rollin' Berry Pie would give me plus 50 MP, which would be very nice. That would really help me out for just the early levels in the game. So, a Rollin' Berry Pie. Oh yeah, I completely forgot a weapon. Completely forgot a weapon. So for a summoner, I would usually go with a staff because, well, later on in the game, staffs are what summoners should use, the elemental staffs specifically, because they give a discount on summoning avatars. But that's not till level 51. I don't even need to think about that right now. Alright, just take that thought and whoosh it right out of my head. That's not relevant for the moment. So, okay, a basic club. The type of club doesn't really matter. We're not getting it for the stats. So, okay, it's only 200 gil. That's a good one to go with. Like, we're not concerned with the stats, we're not concerned with the damage, not really. It's just as soon as we can get the second club weapon skill. It just restores your MP. So for mages, that's really good. It's a reason to fight things physically. Alright, so just put my wand on, and I got a nice, got my melon juice. Oh.
If you're gonna take a break at some point, you can take the scale back downstairs.
Okay, the lizard needed to be weighed again.
Yeah, lizard is getting fat shamed. He gained a gram.
I don't know where he gets it, like, I've been cutting back.
He's getting one roach twice a week.
Yeah.
He's supposed to get 2, and he's still gaining weight.
Yeah, I've cut down on his salads, too, and taken out any, like, water-heavy leaves, but he's still, like... I don't know where he's getting the weight from. Oh. I mean, maybe he is just drinking water. Maybe he's chugging it. I don't know.
In that case, I would very much appreciate if you changed his water, too.
Okay.
Still use bottled water. I don't think they stopped chlorinating his happy.
Okay. 'Cause, yeah, like he can't just be creating mass out of nothing.
Yeah, that kind of violates the... Oh,
Hmm.
Energy concentrated or destroyed?
Yeah. Oh, Sito. Yeah, he'll never be ready for the lizard beauty pageant.
The thing is, it's not about looks.
Yeah.
Reptiles have very sensitive respiratory systems, and when they have excess weight, that puts pressure on their lungs.
Yeah, so... I gotta write my macros. So, oh boy, okay. So I usually have a system for summoner macros. So, okay, let's see. I usually do it sort of like this. So I make like, okay, Carbuncle, Carby. So, magic ability, Carbuncle. And then on me. So that'll summon Carbuncle. And then I have Release. So, I believe getting rid of a summon is Release. That's the command. So how I do it, how I have always done Summoner, is I use the full macro book, basically. And every book in the macro book is a different, it's a different avatar. Now, I don't know if there's ever more than 10 avatars, I'm not sure, but for the basic game, 10 macro books is more than enough. That's all you need. So, okay, we have our summon Carbuncle and then release him thing. And we'll need like attack, which I believe it's job ability. I think it's just attack, but I'm gonna find out soon enough. All right, let's summon up Carbuncle. The summoning. Hand gestures. Okay, so real quick, let's take a look. What are my pet commands? Assault. Okay, so it's assault. And then you have Blood Pact, Rage, and Ward. I don't think I have any. Oh, we have Ward. We have Healing Ruby. Okay. But Assault, Retreat. Assault and Retreat, and then Healing Ruby. Assault, Retreat, Healing Ruby. Okay. Oh, wait, it's not Release? What's the command? It is Release, though. It's not a magic ability. It's not magic. Then, okay, hold up. Alright. So, before I can actually begin summonering, I need to set up my macros properly. So it's not attack, it's assault! Just Carbuncle, assault them! Okay, and release is not a magic ability, it's a job ability. And to pull Carbuncle back, it's retreat. Alright, so that's used on me. This is the fun part. The fun part of, you know, of any, of unlocking any new class is, yeah, you gotta work your macros. Alright, gotta work them macros. Alright, and then actual, like, the actual skills of the thing. So, heal Ruby, heal Rub, I don't know, like, C heal, there we go, that works. Healing Ruby, and it's not magic, it's job ability. Okay, so now I have it set up so that Carbuncle, like, I have his heal ability right there. Now, how I could do this, I could, like, put all the summon abilities on the bottom tier here. You're never gonna get more, like, direct commands. You'll never get more direct commands. Oh, nice. Protect and shell and all that. I'm gonna put it here. Like, the way I'm gonna divide up my macro book is, I don't know, like, the first two are just gonna be, like, your attack, retreat. You have to have those. Should that maybe be on the top row? Like, I usually do offensive stuff on the control row, and then defensive stuff on the bottom row. That's usually how I do it. So let's swap that around. So attack, retreat, they'll be up there. Heal will be down here, and just clean it up a little bit. There we go. So we're configured now. We're all configured. Okay, pop that Rollin' Berry Pie. Because right now I only have 32 MP, and I really should have popped that pie before resting, but yeah, lessons learned. So yeah, my default MP was only 32. With the pie, I've got 82. That gives me a lot more time for Carbuncle to be out and in play. And yeah, no, they're all just blood pacts. But Carbuncle he's such a cute, unassuming little summon, right? He looks a lot like an Eevee, true. Or, I don't know, what's the blue version of the Eevee? I think there's multiple. It's like Vaporeon, or there's another one. I don't know, he's my blue squirrel. Okay, so, let us begin. Let us begin the murder. Time to test drive this new class. See how it works here. Like, I want to see if, okay. Let's see if it plays out a little better than it does on other, other servers. Well, Carbuncle hit that worm for 5 damage. That's immediately better than what I expect from other servers' summoner. Yeah, so okay, my Carbuncle is actually hitting for actual damage. That's very different than how it went down on Eden. On Eden, I summoned Carbuncle and attacked something, and like, yeah, he was doing 0 damage. It felt like Summoner was really undertuned on that server. I mean, look, I'm level 1. At this level, I'm gonna outdamage Carbuncle. That's just the reality of it. But he's not nearly as bad as he could be. I'd say he's much more functional than I'm used to a level 1 summoner pet being. But also, yeah, so keeping Carbuncle out, it costs 1 MP per tick, which a tick is like, what, 3 seconds, I think? So I can't keep Carbuncle out for too long, but eating a Rollin' Berry Pie, getting plus 50 MP, that is quite an extension of Carbuncle's life right there. I'd say I don't even need to use the, I don't really need to use the melon juice until, like, level 2, I'd say. And at level 1, I can kill things just as well as Carbuncle can, so it doesn't matter too much. But in terms of how this plays, it is... I mean, there are certain similarities here with Beastmaster, right? Like, it is a pet class in which the pet is the primary actor. Like, the pet is much more, you know, it's much stronger and tougher, and also more expendable than the summoner. So, that is one thing, right? That's one thing. Also, let's see, I might want to, just for my own convenience sake, so that I don't have any mishaps, what I might want to do is just make, like, summoning and releasing my summon, make those kind of both the top and bottom, so no matter whether I hit Alt or Control, it'll be the same, right? So I won't run into any confusion issues. Alright, I've got 89, or no, 91. I have 91 MP now. So, Carbuncle takes 1 MP to keep out, right? If I were to pop my melon juice right now, Carbuncle would take, like, not only would he not take any MP to keep out, but he would actually, like I would actually still gain MP. Like, I'd be regenerating MP while having him out. That won't last, though. That will not last. At as you level up, at a certain point, Carbuncle's gonna take more and more MP to keep out. I don't know, I kinda hate that. I kinda wish that summons were just easier to keep out in general, but that's what the items you get in the later game are for. Like, later on you'll get, well, yeah, you'll get Carbuncle Mitts, which literally half the MP cost of keeping Carbuncle out, whatever the cost is. You get a Light Staff, that'll reduce the cost even more. I believe there's also some summoner gear that can reduce the cost, so there's things you can do to reduce that, and to keep Carbuncle or whatever summon, to keep their perpetuation cost manageable. Oh, I still don't have a weapon skill. I guess maybe level 3 is when that's when I'll get one, I guess. Also, I keep wanting to hit Alt 1 because that is always what I used for my attack macros, right? But I'm trying something a little different here. But getting rid of that old muscle memory is going to be tricky. But yeah, so okay, here's my immediate thought, because I've unlocked and played Summoner on every server I've ever been on. So my thought is, it definitely feels better here, and I'm not, like, I don't know if it's because it's just working more as intended, or if other servers were a little undertuned. I'm not sure. But Carbuncle is actually he's a productive, useful party member here. Like, he's actually reliably hitting the enemies, and he's hitting for a good amount of damage too. Like, he's hitting for actual damage. And I know I'm only level 2, right? But on other servers playing a summoner at level 2, Carbuncle, like, he couldn't do anything. He was just sort of there. He existed and he took my MP, but he didn't do anything. So I think whatever's going on, it feels better here. I'd have to maybe, like, look into that a little more, see, like, if they did anything here or what's going on with that. But so far, feels good. I don't know that I'd ever want a main summoner though. Oh yay. So the thing is, I really like the flashy aspect of Summoner. I think everybody does, right? Like, isn't that what everybody loves about Summoner? It's super flashy. You know, you summon these big glowing monsters that fight for you, and they have all these cool special abilities, and that's, you know, that feels good, right? But I don't know that I'd really want to take that all the way, right? I don't know if that's something I'd want to take to 75. I mean, I definitely want to level it up enough to do the mini avatar fights, because those are a fun challenge. But like, I don't know, would I want to take it even to level 50? And I'm not really sure. Oh, I got my first weapon skill, Shining Strike. That's not the one I need though. The one I need will restore MP. That'll come later. Also, at a certain point, Carbuncle should get a weapon skill. Like, he should get an actual damaging ability. I think it's called Poison Claws. But the thing is that that's probably not going to come for a little while. Like, I'd assume because he's already got he already has a special ability. I'd assume the next one won't come till, I guess, maybe 15, 20, something like that. I know you can use it in the mini avatar fights, but I don't know, I don't know how soon you get it. Man, Carbuncle's really, he's really cleaning house. Like, he's good. He's actually good here. I think, if this holds up, right? Like, if Carbuncle's, if his damage holds up, then I think maybe... Well, he did miss a lot on that one, but okay. Like, if his damage can hold, I feel like the mini avatar fights will be a lot... They'll go a lot smoother. And a good morning. Morning VG effects. Oh, yeah. I got all the colors of the rainbow on my own time, so I just quickly unlocked Summoner and having a nice little test drive of it right now. And hey there, Burn. But yeah, I enjoy my glowing squirrel rat. Though I will say he's a little rough around the edges, but that's not... So, okay, my understanding when it comes to the glowing effect on the avatars, my understanding is that however that was rendered, like it looks very different on the PlayStation 2, for instance, which is kind of what it was designed for. And even like early shaders, my understanding is that early Windows shaders even, they supported something that isn't supported anymore, and that was kind of the backbone for that glowing effect. So nowadays it just sort of looks weird, right? That's my understanding. Which that sort of thing is more common than you would think. Like specific visual effects in a game being tied to I don't know, like some kind of driver support or a specific line of graphics cards back in the day. That used to happen a lot. And so as technology advanced and then those drivers were no longer supported, it just makes games look weird, right? It's more likely than you'd think. Alright, so I guess now comes the melon juice. So I pop a melon juice, and now, you may notice my MP is not only ticking down, but it is ticking up, in fact. So yeah, as long as I chug some melon juice, at least in these low levels, like when Carbuncle only costs 1 or 2 MP, yeah, as long as I keep chugging drinks, like I can just keep going, right? Also, woo, yeah, the levels are going nice and quick. But yeah, using like games using funny tricks to achieve certain special effects, like it was really common. I mean, it still happens to this day every now and then, but I think nowadays I think nowadays developers are a little more sort of aware of the issue. So they don't do that. But yeah, back in the day, it's like you would try to use very specific hardware to get certain effects, and yeah, that wouldn't look good even in a few years, right? So I will say that with my little carbuncle murder machine, I'm actually leveling up faster than, like, yeah, Beastmaster, right? Even faster than Beastmaster. Oh, I can't do... So I was just thinking, while it doesn't cost me any MP to keep this thing out, I could use Carbuncle's abilities, right? But hold up, I need to fix them real quick. So, Carbuncle's heal, and I'm just gonna call that, yeah, R heal, Ruby heal. Change that to ST, and now, yeah, I can tell him to do healing Ruby on me. Yeah! So that, it's just telling Carbuncle to do things that can, it can level up my summoning skill, so you want to do it. Look at that. Oh, both worms simultaneously. Okay, that one's maybe a little too tough. I'd rather not fight a tough enemy. I could go wrong. But, oh god, that very specific expression sort of made me think of something. I don't know if anybody else is familiar with the the Goes Wrong show, or the play that goes wrong. There's a couple different variations of that, but the idea is like a theatrical performance that it's purposefully made to go wrong, right? like purposefully bad acting, and you know, stage effects just completely failing, and all sorts of strange mishaps. It's I kind of love it. It's very English humor, I'll say that, but I really like it. There was one, I think it's no longer online, it's no longer floating around, but the first one I ever saw was Peter Pan Goes Wrong, and my god. But I think a few of the episodes are just sort of loosely floating around. It's not too big of a thing. Something to check out sometime if you enjoy comedy. If you enjoy laughing and feeling good. Oh boy, I cammed right into the wall there. Ooh. Oh, there's only one. There's almost always like two worms inside each other, so I was a little surprised that was not the case here. Oh. Okay, so I want to unsummon Carbuncle, resummon him, because his health is almost gone. Yeah, Sita, if you enjoy enjoyment. If life can be more than just suffering and misery, you know, have a chuckle. Alright, so let's see. I'm trying to think how long I want to go with my little summoner, you know, testing out summoner and really getting into it. I'm trying to think how long I want to go. Because I do have plans for other games today. I'm not gonna skimp out on that. I abandoned that last time, but not this time. I'm thinking I'll go until I run out of items. How about that? Like, until I can no longer easily keep Carbuncle out with melon juice. I only bought like 3 melon juices, right? So, yeah, let's pop another one. And also tell Carbuncle to heal me, because, you know, gotta work that skill. Carbuncle's heals are... honestly, his heals are okay. They're okay. And I know Carbuncle's heals are okay because again, on every other time I've ever played a summoner, on any other server, and even back in retail, back in the day, every time I played summoner, it was always as a summoner white mage, and I was always the healer. I was either a healer or I was a backup healer. And that's not really how I don't want to play summoner like that. That's not how I want to play it, but that's just how it would always have to happen. But I find that that's a phenomena, like, I'm not sure if I just get into the wrong groups or what, because I've had that happen, I don't know, when I play Red Mage, right? Like, Red Mage can do a lot of stuff, but I'd keep finding I get invited to groups to, like, either be the healer or a backup healer, even when it's not really necessary. I find, I don't know, there's, I guess some parties that I join, they have this thing where usually it's like the melee that run the party, right? And I guess they just want to do their thing uninterrupted. And so they have like 2 white mages, or a white mage and then a red mage they're forcing to just heal. And then they kind of, I don't know, they want like a huge safety net while they melee, right? So they can just melee and have fun, and then you have like 2. I've even seen like 3 mages all just there to kind of keep the melee, you know, keep the samurais and dark knights healed, right? And I don't know, I mean, I guess it does work. I mean, a lot of things work in this game. But, I don't know, it always felt weird, and it always felt like, sort of like half the party is allowed to actually use every ability in their class. Half the party's allowed to have fun. Ooh. Ooh, I missed something. Hold up. Did it, like... Ah, I see. I was like, huh, why is that person gone? I didn't even see anything. And okay, I just kind of like tabbed out, looked at the dashboard. Yeah, I see it. It's still weird to me, the idea of like buying views or whatever, because I mean you're not actually buying views, you're just buying like robots. You're buying bots that make number go up, but like you're still just streaming to, you know, to the same number of humans. And I feel like that would just sort of be uncomfortable for the people sitting and watching, right? Like wouldn't that be a little weird? You know, like imagine you're watching some streamer who's kind of putting on a big production, right? But like, I don't know, there's like 5 humans there, and then like 500 just, I don't know, generic Twitch bots. I feel like that would just, I don't know, that'd just be uncomfortable. But I also don't quite, I don't quite get the, I mean, I guess it's, you know, it generates traffic, so maybe you'll get more actual human eyes on your channel, I guess, because that is sort of how, that is unfortunately how things tend to work. You know, more traffic equals more traffic. And it kind of creates a snowball effect. But that snowball works the opposite way too, so if you don't have traffic, then you don't get traffic. Funny how that tends to work out. But, I don't know, like, fake traffic is just, nah, no, don't like it. Yeah, well, I mean, really, like, I feel like that's the next natural step of it, is to also just have an AI streamer who just streams, because, hey look, like, if you really want to build up that audience, right, like, you gotta stream, like, 6+ hours, right, you gotta go long haul, and, well, you know, most normal humans would rather not do that. Like, you don't, you know, like, some people, they stream, like, what, over 12 hours, and it's like, you know, that's more than you'd work at a job. That's more than you're legally allowed to work at a job here. So I could see the next natural step of this evolution just being, you know, automated AI streamer bots. Like, just sort of, okay, you take, like, a popular streamer, and I don't know, you feed all the data, because, I mean, really, there's a lot of... You could feed a lot of data for most streamers, like, you know, you generate it constantly. And just get AI to kind of mimic that and replace streamer, and just stream 24/7, right? Just non-stop stream. Stream never ends. So you have, like, robot streamer streaming 2 robots, and then there's, like, 2 real humans that are just too dumb to notice that all of this is fake. I can't wait for the future. Yeah, oh god, man, like, AI really struggles with fingers. It doesn't seem to know how many fingers a human has. But, I don't know, I could kind of see that happening, and I could see an unfortunate number of people that just, I don't know, they just don't care enough to really notice. I could see it. Pop that last melon juice. I got 1 melon juice. I'm gonna use it, and then I guess that'll be the end of my summoner adventure for the moment. So do I still not have, like, a combat ability? No. I'm assuming, like, it'll either be level 10, level 15, or level 20. That Carbuncle gets poison nails. I think that's the attack. Yeah, you know, like, that's how you know that the robots have taken over, when all of a sudden they start talking about cryptocurrency. That's like, oh, it's happened. Okay, there is another worm here. I'll take that one out. Let's go for that double kill. Oh, Carbuncle, you failed me. I had to do both of them. You make me do work, Carbuncle. Oh, Carbuncle's about to die. I'll resummon him then. So, yeah, okay. And, oh yeah, nice, level 6. Alright, so now I have a nice, fresh level 6 Carbuncle. But I'm gonna keep going until I run out of MP. That's my game plan. Also, tell it to heal, like, again, just work that summon skill. what I remember doing back in the day, like back in retail, way back when, I remember just kind of sitting like outside of town and summoning Carbuncle over and over and over again just to get my summoning skill up. Well, Cito, it's somebody's gotta do it. Somebody's gotta. That's a decent challenge. I'm gonna take it on. And just to be sure, I still don't have that weapon skill. Oh no, hey, we got it. We got poison nails. Let's make a macro for that then. I was thinking it'd only be something that you get like on a nice even level, but guess not. Guess not. So this will be used on target. Poison nails. Alright, let's do it. Poison nails attack. Very nice. And that, oh, that leveled, yeah, that leveled my summoning skill up. Weapon skills are really good for that. I do like Summoner. I do really like it. It's just, I don't know, I went with Beastmaster, right? I went with Beastmaster first, and I'm really enjoying Beastmaster. I like it. I mean, maybe, you know what, maybe my whole thing will just be that I am a master of minions, right? So, okay, Beastmaster, Summoner, I'm not really sure Dragoon really counts. Like, yeah, it does get a pet, but like, you don't command it directly, so I don't think Dragoon really counts. But when Puppet Master comes out, like, okay, I'll go that too. So maybe that'll be my thing, is just, you know, pet mastery. I could get into that. But I still say that, okay, like, Beastmaster, finish that out first, right? Like, get that leveled up, and then maybe other classes. I like how, like, Carbuncle kinda, he postures to do his little pounce attack. It's like a cat doing the butt wiggle before it, you know, before it pounces on something. Kinda love that. Also, Carbuncle's damage is it's really improving fast. So I definitely think that something was, I don't know, I think something was up with Summoner on Eden. I think they must have miscalculated some formula, because it was just, I don't know, like the avatars just didn't feel like they did much on that server. But my Carbuncle is already, like, his damage is keeping up with my damage relatively. I mean, he does more damage than I do now. Like, my weapon skills are maxed, and he's not only keeping up with me, but he's outpacing me, which is how it should be. But that's just weirdly not how it works on a lot of servers. Like, look, everyone loves it's adorable. You know, like when cats are about to pounce a toy or something, they do the little butt wiggle. They crouch up and wiggle before they pounce. It's adorable. Alright, my MP is about to fail me. My food buff already, the food buff already wore off. So I'm gonna go till I run dry. And that'll be my test drive of Summoner. Two rabbits at the same time. Oh, I haven't figured out the wiggle yet. Oh, but it's iconic. The cat wiggle is iconic. Alright, oh, well, I think I don't have enough MP for this, but... one more rabbit. I just paddle that rabbit to death. Alright, did I get, oh, look at this! I have 11 hair... Okay. I have 11 hair meat. I can't go to town with that. Like, I'm gonna need to get my 12th hair meat, right? Well, look, old cats, they need, you know, they need their rest. They don't wiggle so good anymore. I guess, to be fair, our big silver cat, like, yeah, he doesn't really do the wiggle either. But he's kind of a larger cat, so he's a little clumsy. Man, I can, like, even without Carbuncle, I can paddle enemies real good. So I just want one more piece of hair meat. Then I can take that to the auction house and sell it off. You can't just sell 11 hair meat. You can't do that. You gotta have 12. I guess it just kind of depends on how lazy the cat is. Like, yeah, our silver cat here is not, he's not old. I mean, he's younger, he's the younger cat here, but like, he's just kind of lazy, so. And do I have to get my MP back and summon up Carbuncle again, just to kind of kill these faster, like, you know, kill them 2 at a time? I guess without any form of treasure hunter, yeah, getting that hair meat does take a little bit. Oh, I hide, but I'm getting crystals, I'm getting seals, I'm getting hides. No meat. And I think it's like a 30% chance of getting a drop, I think. It's like a pretty high chance you'll get a drop on these things with the meat, but, Okay, I guess I'll rest up my MP a little bit, right? I'll rest it a little bit. I guess I'm almost level 7, too. I'm almost level 7. I didn't even know cats could get dementia, but I guess cats can get a lot of things. Alright, just a little bit of MP here, just enough so that I can pull Carbuncle out and I can make him attack things too. And then I'll level up soon. I wasn't intending to fight this much, but, yeah, it bothers me. It bothers me when I don't have a full stack of hair meat to sell, okay? Really bothers me. Okay, there's 2 more over there. Hair meat? Hair meat? Nope, none. Like, I'm going 2 at a time now, and I'm still struggling. Also, I'm pretty sure that it's gonna start costing me 2 MP to keep Carbuncle out pretty soon. I'm pretty sure. I just got nothing. I got no loot whatsoever from that one. Oh, well, that's just in poor taste, Cito. Oh, that's not something to say about the old folks. Level up. Still no hair meat. Okay, yeah, I wasn't intending on killing this many rabbits, but I need that last hair meat. All right, I need that last meat. Like, look at that. Two rabbit hides and a crystal, no meat. I swear it's not a rare drop. I swear it's not a rare drop. If I go out here with like, if I go out here as like a level, you know, level 20, 25. If I go out here as a level 25 thief, I will get hair meat. I'll get it fairly frequently. But I guess if you don't have any form of treasure hunter, it's not as common as I thought. I still don't think hair meat should sell for as much as it does, okay? Even if it's not quite as common as I thought it was, it's not worth thousands of gil. It's not, it's really not. There are items much rarer than hair meat that only sell for like 300 gil a stack. Like, I don't know, flintstone. That's never worth anything, and yet I'd say that's more rare than the hair meat from rabbits. I'd say. Like, why is it that I don't understand? I'm just not getting any meat drops. I need the meat! Meat! Having a bit of a harvester flashback there. God, I need to... You know what? I think I skimped out on playing Harvester last year. I need to make time to play Harvester again this year. I can't help it, I just love that game. And its weird fascination with meat. Is it bad that, okay, on that topic, I don't know why, but it really, out of all the things in that game, out of all the weird shit in Harvester, what stands out the most to me is at the end of the game, when you're in, like, you know, the dungeon crawl portion of the game, that is not good. But when you have to fight Mr. Potstone at the end, and he's shirtless, and dual-wielding meat hooks, but his pants are CG'd on. Like, you can clearly see that the black pants, like the black pants he's wearing, are just painted on. Like, it's very clearly painted on in post. And that always kind of stood out to me, because my first thought is, like, wait a second. Does that mean that the actor is like are they just standing there with no pants on? Like, is that what's actually happening here? I don't know why, that particular scene always stood out in my mind because of that. Also, Sito, what do you mean? Sports ballers need millions of dollars. It's important. Everybody loves sports ball. Wait, have I killed all the rabbits out here? Oh yeah, I just exterminated all the rabbits and still no meat. Like they're made of meat. Just take some of it. So, you know, since we're just doing our thing here, we're just warming up doing our thing here. A little bit of a thought. If any game ever deserved some sort of remake of some kind, honestly, I feel like Harvester, I feel like you could take the concept of it and you could make a game. I mean, I know nowadays, like, making a game that's super offensive on purpose is kind of, you know, that's a bit of a faux pas, right? But if somebody had the balls to do it, I don't know, maybe an Eastern European developer, they could get away with it. But like, I would love to see the idea of Harvester kind of revisited, you know. But I'd say the problem with Harvester is it's got a good idea behind it, but it was executed really poorly. So okay, if you take that idea and you just do it better, I could get behind that. Yeah, get CD Projekt Red on that. But no, like I do feel like you could have a really interesting experience. But yeah, the problem is just that Harvester, it's a little bit of a mess. Cuz you can see a lot of things in Harvester that it looks like they really wanted to do more, but they just, you know, they either ran out of time or money or something, and they just couldn't. Like, you can clearly see it. Man, there are like no rabbits out here. I literally have killed them all. But I think the main thing that people really hate about Harvester is like, okay, what people like about it. Let's talk about that first. What people like about Harvester, what I like about it, is the first half of the game. Okay, the first half of the game is not perfect. It's got a lot of problems, but it's really entertaining. It makes you wonder what the hell is going on. It has such a strange, surreal quality to it for a number of reasons. And it is genuinely disturbing but interesting to kind of explore the town and talk to all the NPCs, and then, you know, as the days advance and you do things, and then the characters they'll always have some sort of reaction to what's going on. Like, that changes every day. That's really cool. That's interesting. Everyone I've ever seen play Harvester, they're fascinated by that part of the game. But then you get to the second half, and the second half is just a dungeon crawl. Like, it is just a super long dungeon crawl. And there's not much, like, there's really not much plot or not even anything interesting really happening. It's levels that feel almost like asset flips. Like, you just took assets from other games in development and slapped them together, and that's just what the end of the game is. And I know that it serves a purpose, right? Like, narratively, the purpose is it desensitizes, like, you, the player, are being desensitized to violence. You know, that's sort of the narrative thing, right? Oh god, Harvester, the first persona. but yeah, like that dungeon crawl element, I get what they were going for, but I think maybe, okay, hear me out, a better way to have done that, and I think it could have helped to flesh out the first part of the game too. What if we took the idea of desensitizing the player to violence, like not just the character but the player? What if we took that idea and instead of doing a long-ass dungeon crawl where you're just slaying monsters, really, I mean, really that's all you're doing, right? You're killing strangely animated monsters, and honestly, as a player, yeah, you get desensitized to the violence, but it's more that you're bored with it. What they could have done is make it so that, like, okay, the first half of the game, so you always have the option of just fighting, right? Like, the game has combat, so you always have the option to just fight anybody you meet and kill them. Like, even in the first half of the game, you can do that. So, what would have maybe been better is if they just continued the first part of the game and made, I don't know, made the town get increasingly hostile to the player, or make the player have to make some hard calls so that, you know, you start killing characters off with more purpose, and then you start doing it more and more and more, and, you know, and then have like the town react to that. That could have been an interesting concept. That could have been a very interesting idea. I think that probably would have gotten their little message across better of desensitization to violence, like that. I think that could have gotten it across better. Because honestly, yeah, fighting through the dungeon at the end, that didn't really do much for me. To go on a tangent about Harvester. Look, I just want one more hair meat, alright? I'm trying to get my last hair meat so I can sell the stack. But yeah, so I guess end of the day, I'd really like to see Harvester remade or remastered or hell, just heavily modded. You know, use AI to replicate the cutscenes and shit. I don't know. Because Steve, the guy that played Steve, he went to fucking prison, right? So you can't get him back or anything. Which that's still just the fact that the actor who played Steve, the fact that his mugshot, he's wearing like a flannel shirt just like in the game. That's just special, alright? Not amusing what he went down for, but the fact that his mugshot is it could have just been a screenshot from Harvester, that's great. Ugh, my hair meat, I just want one. I only need one. Just a drop of hair meat, please. I don't know. I think I'm maybe I'm the only person that like unironically enjoys Harvester. I might be. I might be the only one, but I think it's a fun ride. That and Phantasmagoria 2. I think though, I think Phantasmagoria 2 has, I think that's both aged a little better, and I think also people nowadays generally have a fondness, like people that are aware of it, I think they have a fondness for that game, right? It's kind of become a bit of a FMV game version of The Room for a lot of people. I don't think Harvester is ever gonna really achieve that, but I like the idea of Harvester. I like the idea of it. And I don't know, I guess I also like how, while it's, I wouldn't call it a horror game per se, I do like how it does a very good job of making the player very uncomfortable. Not just because of like the gore and everything, but because like in the town part of the game, like almost everyone is some form of creepy sexual deviant, right? That's makes you uncomfortable in a lot of ways. Oh yeah, if only Harvester had Blob. Also, I do find it kind of weird how Harvester has a strangely shoehorned in romance, kinda, sort of. That's another aspect of the game, that the only other real person in the town is the girl, Stephanie, right? And the fact that they managed to shoehorn in a sex scene, right? Like and it manages to also be really uncomfortable. And I'm gonna assume that was intentional. I'm gonna assume. But, you know, maybe the game didn't quite need that. That could, if we ever get to remaster Harvester, that part could probably be either left out or just changed a bit, or maybe change it so that it makes sense why it happens, because really there's no reason. I'm not against a gratuitous sexy time in a game, but that's not really what it is. I wouldn't call it sexy time, and also it just sort of comes out of nowhere in Harvester. It's a situation where, okay, let's, you know, put yourself in the situation, and I don't really think the mood for romance would be in the air. I don't really think that would be on the table for me. You know, especially not when canonically at that point in the game, you know that there's a hole in the wall in the bathroom. And you know, like the creepy fat father dude who's just chewing on meat all the time, like, you know, he's just kind of sitting behind the hole in the wall, doing things, and staring. Like, yeah, no, that's that's probably not the time or place for that kind of thing. And I think, oh yeah, I think actually when the sex scene happens in Harvester, they actually show that. Like, they show, like, the picture on the wall in the bathroom slides over, and you see, like, Mr. Potsdam just kind of creepily eyeballing into the room and breathing really fucking heavy, and, you know, as the sex scene is happening, and it's really uncomfortable. It's just weird to me, because it's not like that's something only the player knows about. Like, Steve knows about the hole in the wall too. I think at that point in the game, when you can get the sex scene, I'm pretty sure that Stephanie also knows there's a hole in the wall where the dad is perving on her. Like everybody knows about it. Why would you? So why would you just do it right there in front of the hole? I don't get it. Oh, level 8. Well, hey, I can summon Carbuncle again. I still haven't gotten my hair meat though. I can't, like, look, this is how my brain works. I can't leave until I get that last hair meat. All right? Like, you don't understand. I can't leave until that hair meat is in my inventory. And yeah, no, like, I get it, you know, I understand the concept of, you know, sexy turned creepy scene. It's just, I don't know, I feel like the way that it was set up in Harvester, I feel like it was done in a way where neither the player nor the character should have done it, because it makes no sense to do it, right? Because literally everyone involved knows that there's a hole in the wall and they don't want to get creeped on, so why would you do that? How many rabbit hides do I... Look at this. Look at this. Look at all of these rabbit hides going on my 4th stack of rabbit hides. I got 4 stacks of earth crystals. but I can't get that last piece of hair meat. At this point, I'm kind of considering just like switching over to Thief and just going out here into the woods and you know, massacring bunnies with Treasure Hunter on, right? I'm considering it. Also, I like how everybody else is. I'm going on a bit of a tangent here. I mean, you know, we're just trying to get a piece of hair meat, right? But I go on a tangent about about Harvester, and I'm gonna assume nobody I'm gonna assume no one knows or cares about Harvester, but I do. I do. I think I've played the game. I play it at least once almost every year. I might have skimped on it last time, but it's a bit of a favorite to me. It's a little bit of a favorite. The funny thing too is that as many times as I've played Harvester, whenever I play it, I still always manage to find at least one thing that I did not know before. Like, the game isn't super huge or anything, and it's not like there's secrets everywhere, but it's just that there's, for a lot of the puzzles, there's kind of, you can do things out of order, and the game actually sort of acknowledges that. And you can also, like, there's sometimes multiple paths to getting through it, so every now and then I'll kind of find something new. That's such a weird feeling. Wait, where'd my... I lost track of the hair. I mean, you can, technically, I think you can keep both, like, from week to week. I believe you can, like, let's say you buy the Empress Band one week. The next week, you can either recharge it, or you can buy a new band. I think you can have multiples, but I'm not sure. That kind of varies depending on the server, and I haven't really tested it out on this server. It might be that you can only have one type. It might be. But I would kind of playtest that out, like wait till the next week, and if you can buy both of them, then just, I guess you could kind of alternate. Or just, yeah, delete and buy a new one. It costs the same amount of money to recharge the rings as it does to buy a new one, so I mean, really, if it's a new week and you have a spent ring, like there's no more charges on it, there really isn't any difference between deleting the old ring and buying a new one, or recharging it. It's not really any difference. It's just a convenience thing, really. As far as I know, like when it's like 100 per charge. So like, whenever I completely spend my Empress Band, it costs 1,000 conquest points to refill it. Like that's what the NPC says anyway, is that I'm spending 1,000. But it's 100 per charge on that. So like, let's say you for whatever reason only spent, I don't know, you only spent like 2 charges on your ring and you want to recharge it, then it would only be 200 points. The thing is though, I mean, why would you do that? Like, why would you waste a recharge? Because you can only recharge once as far as I know. Why would you waste that on 2 charges? You should spend the ring down and then refill it once it's empty. If you're gonna do that. And I'm also not sure like which EXP ring is the best. I don't know that there is a best. I think it's more just how you play the game, right? That depends on what's best for you. I just always use the Empress Band. I find it's I don't know, I find it's a good compromise of like, you know, getting bonus EXP, and it lasts a good time, right? It lasts a good amount of time, not super long, but lasts a good amount of time, gives you a nice amount of EXP. It's got 10 charges, so I can kind of just use it as I need it. It works out for me. But yeah, I think the well, it's better if you play more, or if you're at least, like, at the very least, if you're gonna play in like I don't know, if you're gonna do like a good extended grind session, I guess. It's like if you find yourself in a really good EXP party, pop them rings, right? Pop those rings, they will go fast. When I'm solo, like when I'm soloing, when I soloed Beastmaster to 60, I went through like 2 charges, or 3. I went through like 3 charges of the Empress Band per level. And I found that, like, I found the charges went really fast. Oh my god, I finally found a slice of hare meat. I'm only almost halfway to level 9. So I played Summoner a lot more than I wanted to, but I guess, hey, I really got into it, and you know what? I think Summoner on this server, even though I'm only level 8, it feels better to me than Summoner when I've played it on other servers. On other servers, it feels like something in how the game calculates accuracy and damage with the avatars. It feels like something is off. So, like on Eden, none of the summons ever felt like they really put out a proper amount of damage. And I mean, funny enough, on that server, yeah, whenever I would join a group as a summoner, I was joining really as a white mage, as a bargain bin white mage, because it's like you'd just be told, nah, your pets are worthless, just heal. So I think it's working a little better on this server, I think. Yeah, I've seen, like, I have grouped up with summoners, and their avatars do pretty good damage. That is very different than how Summoner works on pretty much every private server I've played on. Generally, Summoner, again, it's like they're missing something in the damage calculations, and like avatars, they just don't do damage properly. Like when you're a level 1 Summoner first starting off, on Eden, I would tell Carbuncle to attack things, and it would do 0 damage. Like, he would hit, but he'd hit for 0. Like, for the whole first level, Carbuncle was completely useless. And then level 2, and oh, he'd still hit for 0 a lot, but oh no, every now and then he'll hit for 1, right? And that kind of level of damage sort of just continued as I leveled up Summoner. So it just never felt like it felt like something was off. But I think here they must have fixed it here, or just calculate things a little differently. I don't know if they ever fixed it on Eden, I'm not sure. I haven't played on there in a while. But it was quite a problem. And it was actually like it was a big problem because of the avatar fights, the mini avatar fights. Because like whenever I do the mini fights, Carbuncle just, he doesn't do damage. So like it was physically impossible for me to kill the avatars and win. That tells me something was off. But also, I will say this, I mean, that's maybe a little extreme, but I did play Summoner back in the day, and yeah, like, it wasn't quite that bad, but Summoner was definitely on the weak side back then. Like, even back in retail in the early 2000s, I remember playing as a summoner slash white mage, and I was basically just the healer. So, and it was because the avatars were just underpowered. Ooh, rabbit hides are they're going up a little bit. Like, not a lot, but they're going up a little. That's good. Make it worth my time here. Yeah, so the thing is, even though I've never really mained Summoner, like, I've never liked it so much that I've mained it, I have taken it over level 50 before. On Eden. On Eden, even though it was really underpowered, I took it over level 50. And yeah, it's it never really felt great, but I like the idea. I like the idea of you know, fighting the avatars, gaining their power, and then summoning them to do all kinds of buffs and throw out damage abilities and just kind of go nuts with it. Like, I like the idea. It's a very high class fantasy thematic type of job. So I have played it. Like, I've played it on every server I've ever been on, but I've never gone super high with it. I'm kind of tempted to do it here. I am a little bit tempted to try it here. Yeah, that's, because I had two characters on Eden. One of them I was just, you know, before I really started streaming Final Fantasy, I was just playing it on my own, and that one got higher, but when I tried to chronicle it, like, with a new character, yeah, the fights were just, they were just bullshit. And some of that, I think, was balance issues. Some of that was definitely, things weren't working like they should. But also some of that is just sort of summoner difficulty, right? To be fair though, I was sort of skimping on the consumables. Like on Eden, I didn't have nearly as much gil as I have here, so I was skimping. I was trying to do it cheap, and that's really not how you. That's not how you approach boss fights in Final Fantasy XI. You can't cheap out on boss fights. But here, I mean, I have over 1 million gil, so when I get around to doing the avatar fights, I'm gonna really go all in. Like, I'm gonna buy tons of Yagudo drinks. I'm gonna buy high ethers, not regular, high ethers. Gonna buy potions. Like, I am gonna buy everything that can possibly give me an advantage. So hopefully it'll go better. Yeah, and the funny thing is, I was trying to do those fights as cheap as I could possibly do them, you know? Like, I was cheaping out on it, but it still cost a lot of money to do those fights. Oh no, that Windurst White. Well, so the thing is, potions and ethers, they're all, like, they're very effective. Like, they're super effective in this game. Mainly because there's no, like, recast time. Like, that's the main problem with using potions in Final Fantasy XIV, is that there's a reuse time. But in Final Fantasy XI, for most potion types, you can just chug them. Like, you can just chug potions as fast as you can use them. The catch is that the bigger potions, they require a certain amount of time to physically use. It's usually a couple of seconds. So that's the bottleneck there. But, you know, as a summoner, you're not under direct assault, so you can more easily just stand back and chug ethers to keep your MP up. Alright, so I unlocked Summoner. I done it. Now, let me check the time here. So, okay, probably won't have to do dinner for at least 3 hours. So, Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri, I'm only gonna look at it. I'm not gonna get too deep in, but I'd say 2 hours would be more than enough for that. So, we can go for about an hour more or so. So, let's unlock another job, right? I think unlocking more advanced jobs is the way to go. So yeah, there's 4 empty slots here. We got Ranger, we got Bard, we got Paladin. Let's see, well, let me think, that'd be what? Ranger, Bard, Paladin. Is there another one? Is there one that I'm forgetting? Or is that just the end of the list? I'm not sure. Like, there's a lot of empty slots here, but that's for later on. I may be missing one, I'm not sure, but let me think. I believe Paladin is gonna take a while. Pretty sure that's gonna take a while. Let's switch out to Beastmaster / Thief. I like that one just because at level 60 there's very little that will pose a challenge to me. So I can freely walk around the game. And with Thief as my sub-job, I get Flee, so I can kinda, I can burst sprint from an outpost or wherever. It's very handy like that. Alright, and I want my Warp Cudgel, just take that back. Put the Maple Wand in storage. I guess I'll come back to Summoner at some point. Okay, and I don't have any, like, proper good pet food. Or not food, but pet broth. Which, I mean, broth is food, but still. So I'll use fish broth. It's, that won't give me a... It won't give me a proper level 60 pet, but I believe the crab is capped at level 55, which is... That is good enough. It's good enough for anything I'm gonna be doing. Alright, and let me just get my look back. Alright. Uh-oh, what's this about D&D? Huh. Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, Burn. Wait, why is dwarf penis size even a thing? Why is that a thing? What is this, cyberpunk? Come on. Oh, well then, of course there is. I mean, you know what? Actually, I'm not gonna say anything about that. Not gonna say nothing about that, because okay, look, let's look at another popular tabletop role-playing game. All right, Das Schwarze Auge, the Dark Eye, which is, that is the D&D equivalent here. The current edition of that, if you pop open the player, like if you pop open the the core rule book and you go to the races section, no, the characters are naked. There are no like dwarf in bikini in that. Like, no, there's just nudity. So that's fine, I guess. I'm just a little surprised to see it in a Western RPG, in like a Western video game. Usually that sort of thing doesn't really fly in the States, which is kind of the target audience for that sort of thing. Oh no. I don't know. Also, I mean, what is the established lore exactly in Dungeons and Dragons for the size of such things? I didn't know that that was ever established in any form of Dungeons and Dragons. I wasn't aware of that. Well, I guess when I say Western, I mean basically United States. Because, like, nudity in just a video game is something you very, very rarely see. Like, every now and then you'd kind of get that back in the day, right? Like, Daggerfall, right? But generally that's the sort of thing that would make stay-at-home moms just screech endlessly and complain to their local senator. So I think game companies sort of avoided that. In non-English speaking countries, there's nudity everywhere. Nobody cares, but it's just, yeah, it kind of it surprises me. That's all. And VGFX. So when you sub Beastmaster, when you sub it, your charm is based on your actual relevant level of Beastmaster. So if you're a level 50 Thief and only a level 25 Beastmaster, you can only charm at level 25. But if you're a level 50 Thief and a level 50 Beastmaster, then you charm at level 50, even though the sub job is capped at 25. It's really the only thing in Final Fantasy XI that works like that. Like, it's weirdly, like, the only thing that works that way. But that's just how it's always been, and it's kind of the, it's the advantage to leveling Beastmaster up. Like, you know, if you, let's say you want to solo at level 75 with Beastmaster as a sub, well, yeah, then you have to level Beastmaster up to 75. That's the hard work you gotta put in to reap the benefits, right? So it's not, like, it's not as overpowered as it could be, because you have to put the time in with Beastmaster. Like, you basically have to main Beastmaster as well. Yeah, but I think, I'm pretty sure it was done intentionally like that. Because, well, if it didn't work that way, then you could just take Beastmaster up to level 37, and then if it if you could still charm with it, that wouldn't, you know, that would be weird, right? Like, if your Beastmaster level wasn't that high. And if you could only ever charm at half of your current level, that would be worthless. Like, that would literally be worthless. I mean, I'm just kind of surprised that Summoner doesn't work like that, right? Like, you would kind of think Summoner would work that way too, wouldn't you? That, like, you summon avatars based on your actual Summoner level? You would think, but it doesn't work like that. I feel like if they ever make a change on this server, I think that would be an interesting change, although I think the problem there would be that if you could summon the avatars as, like, a white mage, or a black mage, or a red mage, that could potentially break the game. Like having full access to avatars would, you know, at their full power level, that would probably break the game. With Beastmaster, it works out because, you know, you're only charming things, and you don't have access to the full kit of Beastmaster abilities. Like, you can't summon a Jug Pet or anything like that. You don't have the ready command. So, for Beastmaster, that works out a little better. It's one of those things where it has literally always worked that way forever in this game. But I feel like if they're gonna change things, they might get their eye on that and want to change that so that it stops working that way. That would be a mistake. That would be a big mistake. Because you gotta like, especially if you play during off hours, you're gonna have to solo sometimes, and if you solo a lot, like I mean a lot, you're gonna want Beastmaster, either as a main or a sub job. So I hope that's something they don't choose to change, because it would only hurt things, really. But yeah, I mean, I'd say really though, in this game, I mean, you can solo even without Beastmaster, so it's harder and it's less safe, but it's much more possible on this server. So you know, if you don't like Beastmaster, don't feel like you have to level it. But if you like it, then yeah, like it's very mainable. I always love it. But okay, what I'm gonna do now is look up an advanced class to unlock. I'm thinking Bard. I really like Bard. I've always liked it. It's either that or Ranger, but Bard I get more out of. So let me just look up the wiki and see where I gotta go for that. I'm pretty sure. Well, I need to go to Juno, right? Which hold up. What am I doing? What am I smoking? I don't need to outpost teleport to Kufum Island and then do all kinds of shenanigans. I can just ride the airship, right? But would it be faster? See, like, yeah, would it be faster to ride, like, to wait for the airship, get on it, wait on the airship, and then be in Juno, or to just outpost to Kufum, and with Thief I have Flee, so I can, like, super speed for a little bit? Honestly, I think it'd probably be about the same amount of time. So, it's probably really not very different. So, let's just teleport. Yeah, Bard is, it's not hard, it's just they make you travel a little bit. You gotta walk around some. Alright, so let's see, we just missed nighttime. No nighttime, no lightning weather, so no chance of like stumbling across some really good loot. None of that. Sometimes Trickster Kinetics. Sometimes he spawns over here, and that's a nice, easy named monster to kill. He's usually not camped, but not this time. Which also, Trickster Kinetics. That just sounds like, I don't know. Sounds like a Sonic character. All right, Flee time. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, like, you know, is this faster or slower than waiting on the airship? Honestly, with Flee, right? With 30 seconds of super speed here, I honestly think this is probably the faster option. Like, this is probably quicker, honestly. Yeah, there we go. So it doesn't last very long, but that nice little boost of speed, it shaves off a bit of time, right? Like, I want to say that shaves off like maybe a minute of your travel time. With that, I think it's actually quicker to outpost teleport rather than ride the airship. So, you know, hey look, I went through all that effort to unlock the airship pass, and I'm really barely gonna use it. I'd say the time I'd want to use it is to go to Bestock. I know, right? Like, the thing is that, like, for both, so for Sandoria, I can freely teleport back to Sandoria from any outpost, so that's like a free home pass right there, right? For Windurst, the outpost for Windurst is literally just to the northwest of the town entrance. Like, it's, especially if you use Flee, like, you can almost flee all the way back to Windurst from the outpost that you teleport to. Like, that is definitely quicker than riding the airship. To get to Juno, yeah, like, Juno, it's just you teleport to the outpost, and with Flee, like, that'll get you, like, it'll get you a good ways through the island, and then you just gotta kind of walk the rest and go down this tunnel, and then boom, you're in Juno. I think that's quicker than waiting on the airship. The only one that I would say is maybe slower to outpost to is Bestock. And that's because of the weird way they did the outpost. Like, the outpost for Bestock is in North Gustaberg, but not the part of it that you can actually access town from. It's like down the cliff in North Gustaberg. So if you want to get to town, you have to go out through South Gustaberg and then go the long way, like through the whole zone, till you get to the entrance to Bestock. So that one might actually be quicker to airship to. The teleport home, I mean, all you need is an outpost that you have unlocked. Like, if you've unlocked an outpost, like you can teleport to it, then you can always teleport back from it too. So like if you unlock, I don't know, Zolkheim, then you can teleport to Valkurm Dunes, and you can also teleport back to your hometown there too. That's how that works. And you unlock an outpost by doing the supply quest. The same place that you accept... Well, no, it's not the same place, but you know where you accept your nation missions at any town guard. They're, the town guards that are by the exits to town. There's two guards. One of them gives you nation missions, and the other gives you Signet. The guy that gives you Signet will also give you supply quests. And you just do the supply quest, which means you take the supplies out to the outpost. And then you've unlocked it, and from then on out, you can teleport there. It's as long as you can physically get to the outpost, it's not hard. The only hard part is you have to physically get there. So, like getting outposts like, if you're in Sandoria, getting the Ronfar outpost is as easy as going outside of town and then just going to the little outpost there, right? That's no hassle at all. But if you want to get, say, Kufim Island, then you have to be able to physically get there. And if you're low level, that can be hard. The same goes for, like, up in the Northlands, like, where there's level 50 enemies wandering around. Yeah, that could be hard, right? But otherwise, it's no problem. And as far as I know, outpost teleporting has always been a thing. I never made use of it way back in the day. Like, I don't think I even knew about them. And the reason... So, okay, here's the real hard part. The real hard part is, you can only do the supply quest when your nation controls the region. Like, right now, if I'm Sandoria, I can't do the Zolkheim supply quest. Only Bestock people can do that. Your nation doesn't have to control it in order for the teleports to work. You always can teleport, even if your nation doesn't control it. But you have to own it to do the supply quest. So that's the hard part. You have to wait till your nation controls it. Oh yeah, there is one thing that can stop you from teleporting back. So okay, if another nation owns the area, you can still teleport back. But if it's like here, right? You see the Beastmen control it. So when the Beastmen control a region, the outpost is just empty. Like there's no NPCs at the outpost. Then you can't teleport back. The thing is, most regions, someone owns it. Some areas, yeah, like, okay, right now, you can't teleport back from Zarkabard. But most regions in the game, someone owns it at all times. Most regions. Yeah, I know, Windurst is really, like, I don't know what's going on. They're just winning all the time. It's crazy. They just can't stop winning. But I think the reason why I never knew about the teleport thing back in the old days, I think I just sort of brushed the whole thing off as like, oh, I guess my nation has to own the area in order to make use of this, and well, my nation doesn't always own the areas, so it'll only sometimes work, and oh, that's worthless, right? Like, I didn't know how it worked, so I just assumed it was something that I shouldn't deal with. Oh, look at that! Look at that dapper bard over there with their artifact gear. Which I just want to check. Like, what does the bard artifact stuff do? It increases your instrument. Oh, he went away, but it increases your instrument skills and stuff. That's all right. Yeah, but I think back in the day, like, I don't really remember using wikis or anything like that. I'm trying to remember, because I feel like there must have been some form of wiki back in the day, but maybe it wasn't really a proper wiki yet. But I don't remember using wikis or anything. I think maybe like there were some game facts guides or stuff like that, but information on the game was a lot more sparse. So I think that I just never knew about a lot of things. Oh yeah, oh god, yeah. Or oh, back in the day we probably there's like an Alakazam, right? God, that's old school. But it wasn't really as well laid out as like a proper wiki. God, I used to use Alakazam all the time. Mainly for EverQuest, but for a lot of old games, they had an Alakazam. So okay, I'm gonna real quick look at the wiki and just see how to. What do I need to do to unlock Bard? All right, got the Bard page, and to unlock it, you have to complete the quest Path of the Bard. Okay, so let's see. So I need to wait. Are there prerequisites to this? There might be prerequisites to this. Let me see. So, okay, it's gonna be in the Merry Minstrel. I know that. I remember that much. Okay, so let's see. So, okay, there's an optional part. Metalagiat. So talk to him for insight. I know it's in this building, though. Oh, also, hey look, a high-level samurai. Very nice armor. Good look. Also, I have not used GameFAQs in so long, but GameFAQs used to be like the go-to, right? That was your go-to for info on games. Let's see. Have you heard of Löwenhart? Everywhere he goes, fantastic melodies follow. He is the bard for all bards, a legend among our kind. He should still be wandering somewhere out there, but nobody has seen him for ages. Someone of his stature could easily settle down and live quite comfortably. Perhaps he'll keep wandering his whole life. Who knows what thoughts such a creative mind entertains. Okay, and then let's see. Talk to her. Say, you should be a bard. What are you thinking? See, that man by the table looks so full of life, doesn't he? Of course. Not long ago, I wouldn't have stood near him. Okay. Huh. Now hold up. I feel like I might Okay. So apparently this is one of those things where this is how you activate the quest to be a bard, but apparently you first have to So apparently I have to have first completed the Old Monument and a Minstrel in Despair. So okay, let's start a little earlier on. So we need to talk to Merter. We were sequence breaking. We were sequence breaking. Huh. Oh, burn. I didn't know about that. Yeah, that's some deep lore. That's some that is some stream deep lore right there. I don't know that anyone. I think Burn is the only one that gets it now. It's deep lore from other streams past. Alright, so Merter. Hey, who do you think you are? You don't like my music? I'm just a loser who can't write and can't play. Love, romance, it's all fake! Cursed women! They're like measles! I'm gonna get on the magic internet and make a post about it. Ugh, Malibel. This time, she's left me forever. Alright. So, okay. So, okay, now I talk to her. Okay, we're getting something now. We're getting it. Alright, say, have you seen the song runes in Baburamu? They contain the words to the song that torn-apart lovers sang to each other many years ago. The lyrics are simple, but they hit you right in the heart. It's a really good song. No matter how much the world changes, people are still the same. Oh, how I long to be loved like that. Well, anyway, I bet those bitter lyrics would really cheer up the broken-hearted. I wonder. Alright, so we talked to her about the song runes. So now I need to obtain a parchment and head to Baburamu Peninsula. Now, okay, so I think I have to buy one, right? This is a material. It is a leather craft material. So, gotta spend a little gil for this one. Okay, so it's under leathercraft on the auction house. Let's buy a parchment. Oh, hey, somebody synthesized some parchment. That's neat. Like, yeah, look at that. Somebody was just sitting there just synthesizing several pieces of parchment. Alright, so materials, leathercraft. So, parchment. Yeah, here we go, parchment. How much? 2,000 gil. Oh, you'd think I'm made out of gil. Okay, alright, I got my piece of parchment. I got it. Also, I want that hat. Like, look, they have a similar look to my character, right? Except they don't have glorious anime hair. But I want that feather hat. I like the look of that there feather hat. What is that? The Noct Beret. Only thieves, rangers, and corsairs can wear it. Huh. Only level 30 though. Well, damn, I can't wear it as a Beastmaster. Okay, so they want me to go to Baburamu Peninsula, right? Yeah. So it'll be on the western edge of the beach. So let's see. It's in a hidden path G10 takes you to F8 or F/G9. Okay. So let me think. First things first. I'm gonna set my home point here. All right. So when I'm done with this step, I can just warp on back. So to get to Baburamu Peninsula, well, I can just teleport straight there. That one I can just teleport out to. And well, hold up. Do I wanna? I'm trying to think here, like, okay. I have to... If I want to use Flee, I'm gonna have to be a thief, right? But I need to be high enough level. Okay, no free warp on this one. No free warping on this one. So I'm just gonna go ahead and equip my warp cudgel right now, which I am certainly going through those charges. I'm using them up, but that's what I got it for, right? That's literally what I got it for. Okay, so take me out to Kolshushu. That'll be straight to Baburamu. Goddamn Windurstian names. But this is it's a bit of a multi-parter. This is a multi-part quest to unlock Bard. It's none of it is hard or complicated or anything. It's just a bit lengthy. It's a little bit time-consuming. So where I need to go is F9. I'm pretty sure it's like it's down there. I know where it is. I know the region, so I might even not have to use my map too much. Just a little bit. But the idea here is that we need an epic ballad for the man who just does not understand and or possibly hates women but wants to make a romance song. We need to find the best romance ballad for him. Alright, so yeah, if I just keep going southeast, should be a little kind of pathway down onto the lower elevation beach. That's where I have to go. Oh, giraffes. I kind of hate fighting those because when you fight them, your camera, like when you lock on, your camera just doesn't, like, you can barely see them when you fight them. Like, hold up, if I lock onto one of these, yeah, like when you're really close to these guys, like, this is what your camera does. You can barely see your own character, right? Oh hey, gathering point. At some point, I'm gonna have to buy the field gear. Oh, also, these poison leeches, they're usually just camped to hell, but the poison leeches on the beach here, they're, at least on a lot of servers, I don't know about here, but on a lot of servers, they're a popular mob to farm. The items they drop, like, they drop them super commonly. I don't know, let me kill one just to kind of demo that. Alright, a quick kill to demonstrate what I mean. Also, I'm still using my summoner macro loadout. Let's just fix that. Yeah, I don't even need the pet for this one. So I only have Treasure Hunter 1. But yeah, look at that. I got 2 vials of bird blood, even though I only have Treasure Hunter 1. Let me kill another one. Sometimes you'll get really lucky on these guys. But yeah, so these things have they have a chance to drop between 1 and 4 vials of bird blood. Like between 1 and 4. So if you come here with Treasure Hunter 2, right? Like if you've got Treasure Hunter 2 or higher, you will regularly get between 2 to 4 drops of blood from each kill. And as I remember it, the blood sells for like, it sells for over 300 gil a pop. Oh, hey, look! Hey, I didn't get the blood, but I found a carbuncle ruby. Second kill. Well, you know, that would mean something if I hadn't already unlocked Carbuncle, right? So that just goes right in the trash. Right in the trash. If I could trade that, if I could trade the Carbuncle Ruby to someone who really wants it, I'd do it. But once it's dropped, it's dropped. I can't do anything about it. All right. So there's yeah, I think back there, yeah, back there, that continues on to a whole other area, whole other zone. But we need to go here. Also, just gonna kill another one. I want to see if I can get lucky on those blood drops. Just one. I mean, I do only have Treasure Hunter 1, but yeah, if you have Treasure Hunter 2 or higher, then you'll frequently get between 2 to 4 drops of blood in a single kill. Like they're like loot pinatas. The drop rate is super high. So because the drop rate is super high, you can get multiples, and it just sells for like over 300 gil to NPCs. On other servers, a lot of people will just sort of, yeah, they'll just farm that. They'll just farm them all day long, and that's how they make gil. And it works, but I don't really have to do that here. I got the parchment. Do I just use it? I just use it. Okay. Also, hey there, experiments. Just noticed, which is that a, the face, oh. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Oh, it's a rare day. I see anybody around here. Oh, forgive me. I am a simple minstrel. I travel from one tavern to another, caring little whence my daily bread may come. You know, a stereotypical bard. Every time I walk this road, I make a point of visiting this place, and it's good to see a kindred spirit here. The lyrics here have an endless charm, don't they? The story of two lovers torn apart, each hearing the crashing of waves from opposing shores. This is how emotions live on, my friend, even those of broken dreams and failed romances. Our duty as minstrels is to take these shattered desires, give them shape, and pass them to others. I know that dreams and emotions are often difficult to grasp, but sometimes, in a moment of brilliance, our songs can stir even the loneliest heart. My friend, moments like that are what keep us minstrels singing. Yeah, and he makes bards sound great. Can you not feel the powerful emotions of the narrator here? Who could not help but put those feelings to verse? Even those who forgot to sing through the toils of life should be moved, made to sing by the lyrics herein. Oh, it seems I've rambled quite a bit. My words fall to riddles whenever I'm here, I'm afraid. Well, I shan't keep you any longer. I hope we may meet again in the bustle of a warm tavern. Farewell. See, this is why I mained Bard back in the day. This is why. Alright, so I got me a cutscene. Did that mean I wrote it down? Okay, so the funny thing is, if I were to just leave right now, I actually would not have done what I came here to do. So now I trade the parchment. And now I have the poetic parchment. I could actually have come here and then not done the thing I need to do. That's a possibility. Alright, so I got my parchment. So now... okay, this is a prerequisite for a minstrel in despair. So... okay, so that completes the quest, and now we go to a minstrel in despair. So now I go back to Lower Juno, and I trade the parchment back. Okay. So, warp me out. I do kind of hate how the warp cudgel has such a long recast on it, but it's fine. It's fine. Oh hey, it's nighttime. The bogeys are out. Alright, so I got the ultimate love ballad. Time to give it to the forsaken man in the tavern. Also, look, see, a lot of people like this sort of doublet look, right? Doublet, I don't know. It's a popular look. Look, it's very fashionable, all right? Super fashionable. Okay, so I got your love ballad. I got it. Here we go. Poetic parchment. Yeah, the hat. It's all about the hat. Ooh. Okay, so we got him the ballad. This song's so old. Are you making fun of me with this old song? Oh, you're gonna go far, bud. Oh, hey. He's just here. Now, my young friend. What's all that fuss? Come, let me get you something. I thought you were like me, a man who lives for song and dance. Was I wrong? Who are you? Leave me alone. Old man, I could feel it, add that in there. Oh, come now. Oh, you were talking about that song. It's a great tune, isn't it? No, it ain't. Nobody cares about such an oldie. And look at this man's hair. Well, my apologies, but have you ever even tried it? Just because it's old doesn't mean it's not good, you know. Just give it a try. What have you got to lose? Oh, good to see you again. Yeah, I'm here too. I have a feeling we'll meet again. I hope by then you'll have learned to appreciate that song. I've seen him before, somewhere. Who does he think he is? He doesn't know a thing about all the pain I've gone through. Then he just grumbles and goes back to, you know, writing his blog post on a piece of parchment to slap on like a cork board somewhere. That's all he's got. Oh wait, I guess there's more to do here. So okay, I turned that in. So that was all prerequisites. That was just prerequisites for the actual bard unlock. Okay, so now we talk to her. Oh, you've been to Baburamu. They say couples descend on the place at nightfall. How do they dodge the monsters? I mean, yeah, that's kind of the thing, right? Like, oh, it's, you know, the beach there. It's such a romantic getaway at night. It's like, you mean like when the skeletons and banshees spawn on the beach? Yeah, I'm sure that's real romantic. And you know what? There's another set of runes in Valkurm with the opposing set of lyrics. It's a fabulous spot for a date. Take it from me. When you read the lyrics on Baburamu after you've seen the ones in Valkurm, it brings the tears all over again. Oh, sad songs are so moving. Alright. So, okay, I talked to her, and now we need to head to the secret beach at the far west of Valkurm Dunes. And we don't need another piece of parchment for that. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. I guess the question is, do I want to stay as the class I am, or do I want to swap out? I mean, doesn't matter too much. I think if I go there as a white mage, though, like if I go as a white mage / black mage so that I can, you know, I can warp back, I would have to do a little sneak and invising, but I don't think that's not really too much of a problem. Like, sneaking around, that's fine. And I'd like to be able to just easily warp back to town rather than have to run back to the, like run back to the outpost or Selbina, and then either pay a bunch of money or switch jobs in Selbina. It'd just be quicker and smoother to do that as a class that can warp. Oh hey, someone's saying hello. Hold up. I will salute. But I guess I could, you know what, I could stay as Beastmaster. Hold up, actually, if I really don't want to get attacked. Oh, rank 5 too. Not yet. Okay, you know what, I can stay as a Beastmaster, I can switch out my sub-job to Black Mage. That way, yeah, like, I don't have to sneak around or anything. Like, that saves me from sneaking. And all I need, if I want to warp back, is I just have to buy a Roland Berry pie. That's all I need. But yeah, look at that, people, just... Oh, so helpful. Or really just, hey, let's do content, right? Like, oh, that's nice. Unfortunately, it's not really good timing. I have time to finish unlocking Bard here, but I don't really have time to unlock Bard and also do rank 5 too. I don't quite have that much time today. It's more that it's always bad timing, right? Like, I get a lot of offers for help and all that, but it's just never the right timing is kind of the problem. that's my problem. Because after I unlock Bard, I would like to I'd like to switch games out and go play some Alpha Centauri, right? I really wanted to especially compare the original to the expansion, which it's so funny how a lot of people that love Alpha Centauri, they never knew that it even had an expansion pack. It's like, it's just great, right? I think that speaks volumes to how popular the expansion was. Also, Roland Berry pies are getting a little inflated. Yeah, the price of them Roland Berry pies is they're getting too rich for my blood. But there's no single apple pies available. What about melon pie? I can go with that. That works. Alright, I got a melon pie for 400. It's just, I don't quite have enough MP to warp. Alright, let me rest that back up and get my scythe on. I guess what I might have to do, I might have to level Black Mage up to, like, I don't know, 25? Like, level it up to 20 or 25, or however much I have to level it, so that I actually have enough MP by default to do a warp. I still say I don't have nearly as much of a problem with the cat girls in this game. I think the cat girls here, to me, they're much more acceptable than the ones in 14, because these actually, like, they're more cat than girl, right? They're a little further on the scale, you know? Little further on the sliding scale there. And I don't know, that feels less weird to me. Oh no, the cat girl chart. I'd say, I don't know, we're like 75% furry here. I don't know. Oh, having fun with BST, I see. But no, it's just like, look, my philosophy, alright? Also, why'd I go this far? My philosophy is that if you're gonna do, like, a beast race, it should look properly beastly, right? And that's why I like the Galka and the Mithra here. Like, they look like proper beast races. They don't just look like cosplayers with fake ears and tails on, like in 14. All right, so I did talk to the NPC, and they pointed me to the dunes, right? So let's head on out. Alright, so I know exactly where the secret beach is. Again, I've done the Bard quest a few times. I am quite familiar with it. But I will go ahead and hold up, not charm. I will go ahead and call beast. Because I don't know, I might want to kill some of the ghosts that spawn. It's nighttime, so hey, free ghost kills, right? I'm actually not even sure what the ghosts here drop. The ones in Kufum Island have some pretty awesome spells on them, but I don't really know what the ones here do. Oh, and sorry, I looked away for a sec, but VGFX. No, you can't. The only way that you can heal the pet is with pet food. And you need to use the reward command with that, and that's on a cooldown. So pet healing is very, very limited, and you need items for that. But you can't heal your own pet. The reason why a lot of people, like, sometimes I go Beastmaster / White Mage, the reason people do that is not to heal the pet, it's so that they can heal themselves. It's so that you're, you know, like if you get like a bad poison or you get cursed or some other status effect, it's just for your own convenience there. And also auto regen. Auto regen from White Mage is pretty sweet. Oh, burn. Is it the, hold up, is it the chart? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. It's worse, it's cursed. But no, I just feel like if you're gonna make a beast race, it should actually be like a proper beast race, right? Like it shouldn't. It should be further away from human, right? I mean, if you want a really good example of beast races in an MMO, really just look at EverQuest, right? Like, I don't know, look at the ogres and trolls. They're humanoid, but they do not look human at all. Or the Ixar, which are just lizard people, and yeah, they don't, like, there's very little human on that. They're like 75% lizard. And actually, EverQuest has cat people too. They live on the moon. And the cat people in that, yeah, I'd say they're like maybe 80% cat. I just, or I don't know, if you want to go Elder Scrolls, right? Your Khajiit and Argonians. It's just, to me, it's a little pointless to have like a quote-unquote beast race if the beast race just looks like a human with, like, you know, fake ears and tail attachments, right? You gotta put a little more effort in than that. And hey, I actually liked Luklin. Again, I didn't. I actually didn't fall off the EverQuest train until Planes of Power. That's when I felt like the game really was changing in a way I didn't like. But I actually like Luklin. I don't think Luklin really hurt the game, honestly. To me, it was Planes of Power. Like, Planes of Power that's what really changed kind of fundamentally the structure of the game. Like, sure, with Luklin you could teleport, you could freely teleport between Norath and Luklin, but other than that, like, the overall structure of the game was the same. They did introduce mounts, though. They introduced mounts with Luklin. But, I mean, really, that's only a good thing. Like, I think that was an improvement overall. Also, Burn, yeah, I know people are weird about the Hrothgar in FF14, but really, I'd say the Hrothgar are a step in the right direction for beast races. Really, they're the only actual beast race in Final Fantasy XIV. All the other ones are just, yeah, it's just cosplayers with costume attachments. Like, it really upsets me that they took the Galka from this game and they turned them into the Rogadin, and they're like, they don't have tails. They don't even have tails. They literally just look like, big muscle builder humans, and there's already a muscle builder, like a bodybuilder muscle human. They already have that. It's like the Highlander humans, right? Like that. So to me, that was just a wasted opportunity. Just a waste. Alright, I just want to kill like one or two of these because I have no idea what they drop. They did change like the art and the character models, and I guess I'm gonna go a little bit out of my normal here, because I got a bloody robe. Huh, is that good? Can I do anything with that? Can I sell it? Or is that just it's rare in EX, so no, I can't do anything with it. I can delete it. I think that's a sub-job quest item actually, but for the other area. Huh. Oh, experiments. Oh no. But okay, real quick. I don't hate the Luklin character models in EverQuest. I actually think that in some regards they are a step up, but in other regards they're a step down. It's like, obviously they have they have more model complexity, so theoretically you could do more with the character models. Like, theoretically you could do more, but they never really did more with them. Like, not really. So that was just sort of squandered, right? But I don't hate the models. It's mainly just that I feel like they never utilized them properly. All right, let's become a bard. So, this is the other one. Man, how did you get here? I wanted to know more about the story I heard in the tavern, so I came out here searching. I have a feeling I know who he is. I was waiting, Merter, for you to find this place. Oh, hey there. Why, hello. You're Master Löwenhart, aren't you? You're practically a legend amongst us bards. Oh no! Cutscene interrupter! Cutscene interrupter. Alright, now, let's not get carried away. I'm just another minstrel, like any other. Master Löwenhart, I first heard your music on the street when I was a lad mired in poverty. I hadn't dreamt that anything could move me so. That moment, I vowed to become a bard. But alas, look at me. My voice is shrill and my lyrics lack emotion. I am but a worm in your shadow. Huh. You hold me in too high regard. I have such days too. Even you, Master Löwenhart? I'm gonna say Leuvenheart. It could be Levenheart or Lewenheart. I like Lionheart on that one. Alright. Of course, my friend. Often I ask the stars above for whom and for what purpose I sing, but ever they are silent. And yeah, I know, like, we're just sort of, like, this isn't really, like, our quest. We're just sort of we're a passive observer here. But in such times, I find myself standing before this stone. In my heart, I try to sing of their feelings as they do. Then I remember how such is all that is needed from us bards. Both felt so dearly for the other that they tried to convey their love through the breeze and over the waves of the ocean. Can you not feel the yearning in your heart? Before you can move the hearts of others, first, you must believe in yourself. Oh man, you just gotta believe. Music comes from within. That truth we must never forget. You must have endured a terrible ordeal, my friend. Know your feelings and be honest with yourself about them. I believe that from such synergy, beautiful music will flow. I feel like this is one of those moments where, like, you know, S-Link up is just gonna appear. Like, you know, then suddenly you get the sound and then, like, oh, the twirling tarot card comes down. Alright, so let's see. Okay, so, I must be honest with myself. That is right. I know we will meet again someday. When that time comes, will you play for me? Oh, again, this is an S-Link up moment right here. Oh, yes, of course. Eh? Oh, also the wife is home. Just popped in. Alright, let's see. Thanks for all you've done. Now you know upon what path a bard walks. You are always welcome to join us in harmony. Oh, so now we can be a bard, and we get 3,000 gil. Yay!
I mean, 3,000 gil looking at your finances is like us getting $5.
Yeah, if I was only level 30 and like I was just a fresh 30 and I just did this quest, I'd really appreciate that 3,000 gil. It would take the edge off of the 2,000 gil you have to spend to write down the song scroll. It would really take the edge off of that.
Yeah, but you have what, 1.6 million?
Not that high, just 1.2 million. Just 1.2.
I am pretty sure I saw a higher number than that yesterday.
No.
Maybe it was like 1.16.
Maybe. It's been going up. I haven't been farming or anything. It just happens.
Oh, you haven't been farming. You've just been fighting level 1 monsters that brought one of the apparently most valuable resources in the game.
True. I do. Well, yeah. Like, it just happens as I kill things. Like just through normal gameplay. So, alright, I accomplished what I wanted to, though, today. I unlocked Summoner, did a little leveling with that, and unlocked Bard, too. I think the only classes left is to keep tally. I need Paladin, I need Ranger, and I think that might be all. I don't know that I'll even play any of those, but it feels good to have all these things unlocked. I will say that. Let me take a look at my status. Unlocked. Yes, okay, the advanced jobs I've unlocked so far would be Dark Knight, Beastmaster, Bard, Samurai, Ninja, Dragoon, and Summoner. So, yeah, that's just 2 more, I think. Also, VGFX, oh, you're at the Pugils, which, oh, I guess, real quick, a tip for you on Beastmaster, I just thought of it. Whenever possible, when you have the choice of fighting, like, an enemy that's a little lower level than you, and then enemies that are way lower level than you, but you can kill them fast, try to charm something that's in the just a little lower than you range, and then use that to kill the things that are way lower level. Like, you might have to move around a little bit, but whenever things kind of line up good to do that, that's how you want to do it. Because the like, if the pet is higher level than them, it'll just massacre them. It'll make EXPing go real quick. Also, Geomancer. I have absolutely no experience with any of the classes in this game that came in Treasures of Ott-Ergen or later. Like, I've never unlocked Blue Mage, Corsair, or Puppet Master. I don't know any of the classes that came like later than that, like Dancer or Geomancer or Scholar or Rune Fencer. I literally know nothing about those classes. I have never played them because my experience with the game is pretty much from the early days of the game, way back when, and I've played on other classic private servers that either didn't have that or I just never got high enough level to unlock that kind of stuff. I've seen, like, on Eden, because I've played on Eden, so I didn't unlock it myself, but I've seen Blue Mages and Puppet Masters and Corsairs, and so Corsair, I feel like Corsair kind of, I don't know, I feel like its functionality sort of steps on the toes of a bard, kind of. That's my only issue with it, but otherwise it looks cool. Looks like an interesting class, like using random dice rolls for its buffs. It's a neat gimmick.
Sounds like Wild Mage to me.
Well, they're a pirate, like they use a gun and dice, so, which I like the idea of a class that just throws down dice.
Listen, if they eat more, they're fucking deadly.
Oh.
Like, there are metal before. That should be a war cry.
Hmm. And, oh yeah, I have no idea how Dancer plays out in this. Like, I only know Dancer from Final Fantasy XIV, alright? So I have no idea how it plays here. I'd assume it's more of a support class, though, rather than a DPS class like it is in 14. Alright, before my pie runs out, let me warp back to town. Ah, oh, so like Dancer can, like, it can actually heal, like it's not a, like in 14, I mean, Dancer is like, it's just a DPS class that has a little support on the side for fluff, really. But like if Dancer is actually, like, you can actually heal and support with it, I'd be interested. I'd be interested in playing a Dancer. Huh. Ooh, okay, so they use tactical points then to heal instead of MP. That could, honestly, that'd be really cool. Like, that sounds interesting. That sounds way more interesting than what they did with it in Final Fantasy XIV. In 14, it's just a DPS class that throws chakrams around. Like, it's just another ranged DPS class. Like, another one. Uh-oh, server's going down for maintenance in 45 minutes. So the good thing is, I wanted to take a brief break, like just a 5-minute to do something, and then switch out to Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri, and do that before we have to conclude. Oh, hey there, Lambda. Oh, you pop in. You ahoy there. Oh. We have a second resident anime scholar in the chat now. Which we managed to go this far without talking about anime. Yay. Oh, look at the, oh look, there's people, yeah, look, there's people really putting together like a 5-2 team to do the, to fight the Shadow Lord. Oh, so apparently, if you want to get past rank 5, which is what I'm on, yeah, apparently that's, you fight the Shadow Lord. Okay, awesome. I can't wait, but again, not today. We're not doing that today. But before I get out of here, I want to I like to have my inventory kind of sorted out, you know? I like to have that down. Also, look at these little... Look at those little baby katanas. Look at it, they're baby katanas. How could you stab anything with those? They're like toothpicks. Little bladed toothpicks, or they're like letter openers, right? You could open some mean letters with that. That reminds me, I couldn't bring it with me, obviously, but I used to have like a little, I had a little katana, like a sheathed katana letter opener. Like, it was literally just a letter opener, that was the purpose of it, but but it was like a katana in a wooden sheath. Like, you feel like a badass while you're opening your mail. I gotta get another one of those. Oh, and have a good one, Cito. You miss out on the Alpha Centauri fun times. Which, I'm not sure if I want to... I love the original game. I don't know if I want to look at Alien Crossfire, like... I guess I could play Alien Crossfire, but not use any of the new factions. I kind of looked into it, and you can do that, but there's all kinds of new stuff in there that doesn't really fit the theme of the game so good. Oh, I thought Bird Blood sold for over 300. Only 168, huh? Huh. So, okay, I wonder if they nerfed it on this server, or if it's just always been that. I don't know. I just know people used to farm it. Used to farm the hell out of it. oh, Lambda dropping a paragraph. I gotta read. I mean, I guess if you like the philosophical stuff of anime, of some certain anime, then, I mean, I can get that. It's just really easy to, like, to assume. It's easy to make the assumption. But I would consider still, I guess we only have one, we only have one scholar of anime in the chat. Just Burn then, I guess. Like, I just imagine Burn is carrying around, like, it's like carrying around these giant, like, Elder Scrolls, but it's anime, you know? It's just, they're just manga scrolls. And you open them up, they still burn your eyes out, but it's just manga. Well, no, like, we gotta. The thing is, I joke, like, we have to have a resident anime scholar, and you're the best option so far. Oh god, the elder adoption. You just, yeah. You see those NTR panels, and your eyes just melt out of your skull. Also, man, look at this paladin armor. Oh, look, they use the same character type as me, except they're bigger. They're me but bigger. Oh man, that could be me one day. I do want to level up paladin. I really do. Although I'm okay. Please tell me how much of a nerd this would make me. But I kind of look, to really get into the spirit of Final Fantasy, I kind of think it would be fun to, when I'm ready for it, like I have all the sub-jobs leveled that I might need, to start off as a Dark Knight, alright, level up Dark Knight, and I mean, I'd get lots of, like, you know, heavy armor that I could equip as a paladin too, but start off as a Dark Knight, level that up, and then at a certain point, like, no, decide now it's paladin time. And then do the quest to unlock paladin. Oh, just FF for it, right? I don't know. Might be fun. I feel like if you play a game like this, you gotta just give in and have fun, get immersed in it. Also, like, what? I've seen multiple people wearing helmets like that, right? Like, kind of, I don't know, fur helmets. If that's what they're actually wearing, like, what is that? Okay, so that is a Beastmaster. Like, even though they're using a sword or a club. Not sure which one that counts as, or maybe that counts as an axe, maybe. But I guess that is that's artifact gear, right? It's level 56, so that's artifact gear. Huh. So it increases charm, increases tame success rate. Why the hell does it give int in mind? I don't understand. Does Beastmaster actually use those stats? Like, I thought the only thing that mattered as a Beastmaster is like, you know, physical stats like strength, dexterity. Like, why? I don't really understand why that has int in mind on it. That's kind of weird. Huh. I wonder, is it a roleplay thing, right? Like, I wonder, is it, like, hold up, like, that guy's wearing white mage gear, right? Does it do that? Oh, that's mind, yeah. Well, okay, that's sort of a weird one, but I can kinda get it. So, okay, like, it's white mage armor that has vitality on it. I can kind of understand that one because, you know, as a healer, you're probably gonna draw aggro and get hit sometimes, so having a little extra vitality couldn't hurt. But that is still a little, like, that's a little out of place, I'd say. But I wonder if it's like roleplay stats, right? I've played other old MMOs that do that too. They just sort of figure like, well, you know, roleplay-wise, this character should have, you know, they should have these stats, right? Like, I remember there's like one game where there's like 2 caster stats, but they figure, well, hey, like, you know, a wizard should probably be wise, right? So, like, let's put wisdom on the wizard gear, and even though they don't even use that. I think that theming and roleplay played a bigger part in the stats on items back in the day. Like, even if the stats made absolutely no sense. Oh, and I missed something. And oh, burn the struggles of saving up for a PS5. Oh, a PS5. I think we've just kind of committed to not ever getting one. I just play old ass games now. That's it. I've resigned to being an old man that plays old ass games. I'm committed to it. And Lambda's just more things for the altar. Let me see. I want to kind of look at some of the other gear people are wearing. Like, okay, is that Black Mage? Like, it's hard to get a good look at him because he's so tiny, right? But like, okay, that actually looks pretty cool, right? I mean, I think it's a little bit wasted on a Taru. Like, but yeah, look, he's got like a sleeveless, some kind of sleeveless vest here. With tattoos on his arms, like that. Okay, that looks cool. Again, wasted on a Taru, but it looks cool. Is that that's a Black Mage. That is a Black Mage piece of gear right there. Huh. Physical damage, curse of... Oh my god. So wait. If you do physical damage on an enemy, you curse your opponent. That is... Like, that is not really useful, but kinda cool, right? Not really practical, but pretty damn cool. Any other, I think that's the, yeah, like, that's the only piece of black mage gear he has. Yeah. But I like that, I like that chest piece. Looks badass, and, it has weird effects on it, but that's cool. Oh man, I am not a Taru fan. Anything but Taru, anything. They're just too, look, they're too small. You can't trust them. If I if I make an alt, I'm probably gonna make an elf. I'd say I'd probably make an Elvon and make him maximum height, which I believe that would be the tallest character in the game, right? So yeah, if I make an alt, that's what I'm gonna do. I am kind of tempted to try Galka, but I don't know. I think Galka look neat, but I don't really particularly want to play him. And I do like playing classes that have MP, so I think it'd be a bad choice for me. I'm not sure, like, I know, like, Galka are wider, right? Like, they're definitely wider than any other race, but I don't think they're taller. I think a max height elf is the tallest, I think, but I'm not sure. I'll make one. I'll make one and find out. Oh man, that's some good, like, that is some good gear right there. Good look. And oh my god, he's a hardcore. He is a hardcore player. Huh. Yeah, I'll have to make like the max height elf and do a side by side and compare. But I don't know. I'm enjoying human. All right, like I tend to just play whatever class I'm feeling like. You know, I mean, yeah, I'm Beastmaster now, but when I finish Beastmaster, I'm just gonna play whatever, right? And you know, human is good for that. Human is good if you don't really know what you want to commit to, or you don't want to commit to anything, so you're just sort of flopping around a lot. It's good for that. And I like the look of it, too. Well, generally I make a female character just because, like, look, you're gonna be looking at your character's backside a lot. Alright? And, you know, if I'm gonna be doing that, like, at least have it be something I like to look at. Rather than, like, you know, Galka in Subliger, right? But that, and also I kind of just like I like the stance of the female elf a bit more. Like, I think their standing stance is a little better. Like, for human, I'd say, you know, human, it's kind of torn. Like, I think both the male and female human have good animations, but for the elves, I think it leans more to female. Like, I'm pretty straightforward and easy on my my character choices there. It's the thing, right? Like, in a lot of RPGs, especially ones that are a little more aesthetic focused, you're gonna spend a lot of time just staring at your character, and also you're gonna like, a lot of what you do in the game is just to, I don't know, get more armor, get more costume parts. And if most of what you're going to be doing is playing dress up with your character that you will stare at for many hours at a time, it should probably be something you like to look at, right? That's my philosophy. But I again, despite that, I am tempted by Galka just because they are such tanky characters, right? Like, they have so much hit points. They are, like, they're really bulky. If I want to play a tank, I mean, that's kind of the way to do it, right? And I am interested in playing a tank, but I don't know if I can handle the aesthetic. I mean, anybody can tank. I've seen Taru warriors that tank. Mostly you just have to have the gear for it. But like elves are pretty tanky too. Like elves are more physical and more tanky than humans. Like not by a huge amount, but they lean more into that. They're kind of an in-between, like they're the middle ground between human and Galka. I think the main issue with the elves is that they have kind of low int. Like their int is low and their MP is a little low too. I think their dexterity, I believe, is also it's not like horribly low, but it's just a little low. Like they're not quite as accurate as they could be. But like elves don't have extreme stats. It's not like being a Galka or a Taru. They're still relatively middle of the road. But you can't go wrong. Like you can't go wrong with an elf or a human or even a Mithra. It's just, I'd say the extremes of gameplay are Galka and Taru. Like they are the hard extremes. And you kinda, like, your playstyle, the way that you approach the game is gonna be different if you play as a Taru or a Galka. Like, yeah, if you're a Galka and you want to be any kind of spellcaster, like, you really have to plan hard for that. Like, you have to do a lot to make that work. And likewise, if you want to be like a physically tanky Taru, you have to do a lot to make that work too. But you know, you can still do it. I have seen Galka summoners. I have seen Taru warriors. Anything can work. It's just you gotta prepare for it. You know, you gotta know what you're getting into. Also, oh hey look, I believe they're wearing a full suit of black mage gear, like the basic artifact stuff. Okay. So yeah, we're talking about weird stats on gear. Why does the wizard's coat, the black mage artifact armor, why does that only give vitality? It gives +5 vitality. That's, I mean, I understand that if you pull aggro, you want to not die. But like, that doesn't help you black mage at all. Okay, that one gives int. That gives int and mind. You don't use mind as a black mage. Like, you don't use it. But I guess, okay, to be fair, that's the Seer's Myth. That is not a specific black mage item. Okay, the Wizard's Tunban. It gives MP and evasion. Huh. Well, okay, that gives +1 int. That's nice. I gotta be honest, the black mage gear, I don't really I don't understand all the stats that it gives. Like, I don't really understand why it gives so much defensive stats that in sort of an ideal situation, a black mage is never really gonna make use of. Or I should say, it really won't matter too much. Like, if a black mage gets full aggro from an enemy, and like the tank can't pull it off, the black mage is gonna die. Like, no matter how much defensive, little defensive bonuses they have, the black mage is gonna die. I have no idea if anyone has maxed them all out. I don't even know if there's any way to tell. I guess you could, like, look on the player listing on the website, but I don't know if anyone has pulled that off yet. I'm sure someone has. I'm sure someone has no-lifed it. I'm sure. Okay, god, look at that cast or that crafting animation of Ataru. They're just doing like toddler hands. Now, here's the thing, right? Leveling up is pretty hardcore here, but it only really slows down at the really high levels. All right? Like I'm level 60, right? And at level 60, I can still if I pop an EXP ring, I can still clear a level in a day, and not like all day, but just like an evening, right? Just Beastmaster soloing. And you know, you can sub Beastmaster on anything. So I think it really only super slows down maybe in like the 65 to 75 range. But for most of it, I mean, yeah, you can get through it pretty quick if you really try. Yeah, I do think it's a definite Dungeons and Dragons influence on the stats, because like I mean that's how D&D is, or how it used to be. I think nowadays D&D has even streamlined a lot. But I think back then they didn't really know how people were gonna play, and this game is not honestly this game is not as bad about it as EverQuest. Like in EverQuest, the stats on gear in EverQuest does not make any sense at all, and also half the stats don't even really do anything. Like half the stats in EverQuest are literally just a placebo. I don't know why they the servers are, you know, they're going down soon. Maintenance, I guess. It's just that time. And yeah, like from a roleplay point of view, it makes sense that like, yeah, necromancers don't have good charisma, right? Makes sense. The funny thing is, I do believe necromancers in EverQuest, I do believe they actually use charisma a little bit. They have like a charm bone spell in EverQuest, where they can charm undead enemies. I believe that still uses charisma. I never saw that. I actually never got the warning thing. I guess I didn't play that much, right? I guess I didn't play enough. I wasn't aware of that, but I could totally see it. I could totally see somebody like playing like I could see someone grinding I don't know, they're grinding out crawler's silk in the crawler's nest, and they do it for days, and then they just drop dead. They post their items on the auction house and drop dead. I don't think Beastmaster, I don't think it natively has the skill for bows. Let me see. Is that in my combat skills? No. Yeah, so Beastmaster does not natively have any bow skill. But I do think there are some bows that you can use, low-level ones, I think. Let me take a quick look at that. Which, that's kind of weird that there'd be, like, bows that you can use even if, you know, even if you don't have the skill. Oh yeah, no, look. Oh no, there's high-level ones, too. So yeah, even though Beastmaster has, like, they literally don't have the skill for bows, no, you can, yeah, there's a couple of bows you can use. From level 1 up to 58, I guess more, yeah, more probably. Yeah, you can use the rune bow too at level 73. That's kind of weird. That's actually really weird if you think about it, right? Like, you literally don't have the bow skill. So like you're gonna be fighting with zero skill. I guess if you equipped a sub job that does have the bow skill, right? if you equipped, like, I don't know, Ranger, if you went /Ranger and you leveled up your bow skill with that, I guess you could theoretically shoot a bow at half the skill level as normal, which would still be pretty much useless. Like, that's pretty much useless. That's weird. Like, that's really weird that Beastmasters even have the option. And yeah, this is Juneau, the city of bridges, the central hub of the game. Oh yeah, I you know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that even giving Beastmaster the option for that feels like a roleplay thing. Like, that very much feels like a roleplay addition, and not something you'll ever actually use. Oh hey, is that a warrior? A high-level warrior? Neat. Oh, also, yeah, I guess the seasonal event. Yeah, they're, someone just mentioned it, but yeah, I think they're adding they're adding, like, that, Summer Breeze seasonal event to the game. So, hey, look out for that. And, I mean, you can go to Juneau whenever, but, it's not really worth it to go to Juneau before level 20. Because at level 20 plus, you can party up at Kufum Island outside of town, and also you can get your Chocobo license at 20. So that's a good time to go there. But you won't really 100% commit to using Juneau as your hub, not for a while. Like, once you get some outpost teleports and all that, then you can get more comfy using this as your home base. Like, nowadays, I wouldn't really, unless I'm doing something really specific, I don't like to set my home point to anywhere that isn't Juneau. Because, Juneau is a great central hub. Yeah, once you get, it's either rank 2 or rank 3, I forget. It might be rank 3, I'm not sure. But yeah, once you have to get a certain rank, and then you can teleport out of here at the goblins they added. I'd say that is really when you can make this your proper central base. Alright, so, oh hey, look, that's the race-specific gear for human. Is that the level 30 gear, or is there... Yeah, the custom tunic. I may want to get that gear. I may want to get it. Gives you a nice little stat boost to everything. Oh my god, look at that little baby axe. It's so tiny. It's so tiny. I don't know, it always amuses me how Taru can fight, like, they can fight normally, but the weapons they use are just so small. They're like toy weapons. Alright, maintenance coming soon. So I guess the servers are going down soon anyway, for maintenance and seasonal event and all that. So it's a good time to, I've been putting it off. It's a good time to take our brief intermission and then switch out to the other game of the evening, Alpha Centauri. It's a good timing for that, really. That, and also I need to go to the bathroom. I wanted to do a thing real quick for the wife. So it's very good timing, I'd say. But I feel good. I did what I wanted to do. I unlocked 2 new classes, did a little grinding with Summoner. Like, yeah, good and productive all around. Very, very productive session. I like a good productive session. So I will conclude things here for today. So, as I choke on myself. So, alright, we'll log out here, and then Final Fantasy will be done for right now. I mean, you know, the servers are going down. It's can't, you know, can't do anything anyway. And we'll switch games over to Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri after a brief intermission. Shouldn't be more than like 5 minutes, hopefully less. So if you're only here for Final Fantasy XI, I hope you had a good time. I certainly love the game. But otherwise, I'll see you next for the next Horizon stream, which will be on Monday. It'll be next, start of next week. But the stream will continue with Alpha Centauri. All right, which is it's a very different kind of game, but it's a game I love for very different reasons. Time to get philosophical and shit. Ponder the meaning of existence while also conquering all of humanity and an alien planet. Good times. So, alright, shutting it down for now, and I'll switch you guys over to the intermission screen.